seconds.
Hello, Internet. Is everything good? Just sound levels and things? Okay, good. Hi, my name's Jordan, and to anyone watching, thanks for tuning in for the first episode of Lost on the Great Road, a Planescape D&D adventure. Planescape's one of my favorite settings, and I've got some of my favorite people here to send them into crazy adventures. You can probably already hear them making noises and hooting and hollering when I'm trying to talk. But I think that's going to be pretty bog standard for this entire show. So yeah, it's going to be every 2 weeks on Mondays at this time on our Twitch. And so this is the first of many, hopefully. I did a little intro video, which hopefully you can hear because we cannot because of our setup. So we'll go to the intro and then we'll dive into the game. Whatever, I'm an adult, I can say butts. I was going to make this a dramatic intro to the Planescape setting, and obviously that's been ruined, but to those not familiar, the cosmology of the D&D universe is quite vast, and the worlds you may be familiar adventuring on, Faerun and all those, are actually just like little drops in the pond of the great cosmology of D&D. Planescape takes place adventuring around on all those worlds, all the connections between those worlds, which are the prime material planes are those worlds, and then there are the elemental planes and the outer planes. Our adventurers have no idea about any of those things and will be dragged into that situation on accident. So we're going to do a little introduction for all of them right now. Music is ominous as hell.
It's super ominous.
We're still learning what Twitch and YouTube are going to let us use for music, so right now you're going to hear a lot of whatever this is, but c'est la vie. All right. I think we'll start with Theseus. Theseus, the storm is raging around the Argos, and you are, where would you be standing on this boat?
I'm probably like off to the side, like working some of the rigging, reefing sails, doing boat stuff.
Hands-on with the boat stuff.
Yeah, Theseus knows more about boats than I do.
You're on the run. You've made an attempt on the life of the Emperor of the Minotaurs in order to depose him, I suppose. And it went sour. It went south, and you're fleeing. Where are you heading?
We're heading to the mainland, to Ansalon. We don't have a really worked out plan. It's kind of get to the mainland, run, find someone to give us shelter. So we're sort of crossing the Blood Sea.
The captain lets out a muffled yell as a wave smashes against the side of the boat, and you suddenly find yourself knocked into the water. And and you die, and I'll ask you to go home. No.
Oh no, I'm wearing armor.
Oh yeah, you do. You feel yourself being dragged down by the waves, and imagine some silent, bubbly prayers escape your mouth in order to beg Sargas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a grown-up. Sargas for help. And 1 second. Single note is getting on my nerves. So you're dragging down and you think this is it, this is the end, and then you are not in the ocean anymore. You're standing in an alleyway in a city that is unknown to you, dripping water from the ocean you just left. Ooh, dramatic song ending.
What the hells?
So we're going to jump around and we're going to introduce the next person. Let's do Pog. Pog. There he is. I drew the little blue nose for you. See?
I did like the blue nose. That's good.
Pog, you've been racing through the woods outside of Daggerford. You are a deserter from the Devastator Legion of the Hobgoblins. Your Devastator Utsa, your would-be drill sergeant and trainer, is tracking you through the woods and has you cornered in Can you get cornered in the woods? You are
Up against a wall.
Yeah.
A old fortress wall.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Some ruins. You're running and you turn to look over your shoulder and you slam into these stone ruins as Devastator Utsa steps up to you. End of the line, Pog.
And I think just to put it in context, so this has been a couple days on the run since I decided to run away from the academy. Been chased, been hounded, and while I'm not going to go down without a fight, there's a sense of relief in Pog that maybe there can be some sort of solace in all of this, and everything can just come
in your death.
Everything can just come to an end, and he doesn't have to deal with this as much.
I've drowned one of you. One of you was voluntarily
got so
dying.
real.
Excellent.
Moving on.
Wow. This is a one shot. So Utsa is his hand is lit up with flame, and it's obvious that he's just ready to put you out of your misery.
Yeah, and so Pog again, tattered, beaten down, mud on his face, looking as though this has been a long couple days. Sort of stands back against the ruins. A bit of a shimmer across the physique of Pog, who stands quite tall, about 6'9", and it's a shimmer that people would recognize as him having cast mage armor to prepare for this final fight. And in addition to that, sort of like a little thread, a golden thread that's circling around his body, and it's like an orbit around his body, also circling in addition to the shimmer, and that again, that's Pog, who's in preparation for this fight has cast Arcane Ward as well, coming down to the wire, and this is going to be it. And Pog looks back up at Devastator Utsa and says, "I'm not going back. I can't go back. I don't belong there at all." And with that, reaches into his pocket and pulls out this small, very tiny but very delicate little orb, and it starts dancing across the side of his fingers and above and beyond his fingers. And with that, there's sort of a red glow starts coming to the orb, and you see his eyes look as though this is going to be the last stand. And he says, "I respect you, Devastator Utsa, and all you stand for, but it's not for me." And starts to murmur. Whoops, that's awkward. Starts to murder her. No, starts to murmur some arcane words as he prepares one last spell.
Utsa, who I just realized is a girl hobgoblin, a woman hobgoblin?
She was, but she can be a he.
They all kind of talk tough like this.
Yeah.
And she says,
Gender fluid.
"Truer words have never been spoken, Pog." And then basically point blank is about to get ready to blast you as well. And you know that at the speed that this Devastator could work, your head is incinerated in a second.
Oh, absolutely.
Except Utsa is disappointed to see that her fireball is just wasted on the wall behind, as suddenly you are not standing there anymore. You pop up in an alley in a strange city that you have never seen before, with a dripping wet minotaur, and this is just like seconds after.
Hello?
So I'm definitely looking around. I'm not sure what's going on. The words on the tip of my tongue with respect to my last thoughts with respect to Devastator Utsa, still on the tip of my tongue when I see this, I assume hulking minotaur standing before me. I'm looking around, desperately trying to figure out if this is some sort of magical effect that I haven't seen before.
Okay.
Who are you? Where's Utsa?
No. You talk. Where are we? What's going on?
All right. Meanwhile, back in the Sword Coast. Yeah.
I like that.
Water. In the Thirsty Mermaid in Waterdeep, we find Ricky Rouge, supposed Kenku extraordinaire, and Nika, the half-orc bard, the infamous battling bard of the Sword Coast, are about to pull a fast one on one of the drunk patrons of the bar. Ricky, you're sneaking up behind this person, from what I remember you telling me.
Yeah.
And Nika, you're about to swing a punch
Yeah,
across
we're gonna
their
do,
jaw.
I think, the whack and tickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
whack and
The whack and tickle.
which,
Yeah.
which to those unfamiliar with their vernacular, I assume means one of you punches the person and the other person takes their money. Yeah, I mean it's a good plan. I'm sure it's
the
worked.
wickle for short.
Huh?
The wickle for short.
A winkle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't call it that, but that's fine. I'm not the boss of you. So this is a job you've done a million times before. Hitting someone is something Nika is very
She
keen
loves
on.
hitting
Favorite
people.
thing. And picking pockets. Do you do things with your beak? I'm not super familiar with how. I imagine in
If I
kind
need
of-
to.
Yeah. Okay.
If I need to.
Right. Of course. If you need to. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just as you grab, Ricky, you grab the bag off of the belt of this drunk patron, and you're like, yeah, and you are suddenly not standing anywhere that you recognize. You're in an alleyway, in some strange, presumably some strange part of Waterdeep. You're not sure. As Nika's fist just crunches against your beak, as the person she was supposed to punch is suddenly not there anymore, and yeah, you have walloped your friend in the face.
Jeez.
Dude, I totally punched you!
Oh my God, Nika, what are you doing? You're supposed to hit the mark. Oh God.
Where's the mark?
On either side of you, you appeared right between a very soaking wet minotaur. The smell of salt water in the ocean is just like very strong coming off of this guy. And then on the other side is a hobgoblin. Kind of got a bit of a paunch, kind of friendly looking for hobgoblins, but not who you were expecting to see here.
Dude, what was in that pouch you
Jeez,
stole?
I don't know, man. Maybe some magic stuff or something. Oh,
You wanna put some, like,
I think they knocked out a tooth.
do you
Who
have
are
teeth?
you?
Yeah, I got teeth. See? Is there one missing?
I don't know, I can't tell. Your teeth are weird.
Well, what do you expect?
Who are you?
Who are you? Should we punch them?
No, probably not. Hello.
Probably not.
So in terms of the alleyway, just to try and figure out,
It's very wide,
Yeah.
because it would have to be. And there are various barrels and bits of refuse and stuff down here, like rain barrels and garbage barrels and that kind of stuff. Just seems like the utility alley between a couple of businesses or buildings. We'll come back to more details about that in a second, I think.
yeah, and because I think as this is happening, I'm slowly, Pogs wants to sort of back away, maybe towards where the barrels are, just
Okay.
to keep people in front of him.
Sure.
And
Further towards the exit from the alleyway, or it's a
the
dead
closest
end.
sort of area where there would be some barrels or some boxes or something that he could get up against, just to keep these
Sure.
guys, people, in front of me. And I think what I'd like to do is once they appear, clearly something weird is going on, and I don't fully understand it. I'd like to see if there's some sort of discussion going on. Who are they and who are you? Whether Pog can kind of disappear into the backdrop a little bit. I'd like to maybe cast minor illusion and turn myself into a little crate. And so in a barrel
Like put a crate around yourself,
around me, so I can see out.
and then duck inside.
Yeah,
it.
without
Yeah.
being seen, so I can watch what's happening.
I got nothing particularly against that, so for sure.
Yeah. So
Everyone watches you do it because I don't think there's any real sneaky way of doing it.
Okay, so maybe that's what I'll do, and just hope they think I turned
Yeah,
into a crate.
you just slowly back up,
Or
up
into
up
a-
against
in a
a bunch
barrel.
of the barrels, and then just like cast a spell and then shrink down inside of the box.
I think that's what I'm doing for a
Perfect.
second.
That's a perfect place to
we're
cut.
on a road with a cow
That
and
is
a box.
not the strangest thing
Yeah,
that has
that's,
happened
uh,
today.
So we're gonna cut away again to the demon wastes of you said, is Eberron the world?
Yeah, Corvair is the place we are.
Yeah, the demon wastes of Corvair, where a legion of what are they called again? Warforged
Yes.
are fighting a losing battle again against a bunch of chain devils. Amongst them, Stern of Jaw, because he has no other choice, because that's how the jaw was made, is Bastille. His warhammer held high, about to be crushed by the chains, the white hot chains of a chain devil. Any last words, Bastille?
Do they have any last words?
They're speaking in Infernal. I'm not sure if you know Infernal.
Actually, I do.
Yeah. And the devil says, "These tin cans crush easily."
Yes,
as
we
he
do.
brings the chain down on you. Yeah, this is. But again, there is no tin can to crush as the chain comes down, and you instinctively bring your shield up, presumably, and brace for impact. When you open up or light up one of your eyes, I'm not sure how it works. You see that you're standing in an alleyway with a glowing box in a corner, a minotaur soaking wet, a kenku, a flamingo kenku, and a half orc with a gently wheezing bagpipe at her side.
The afterlife is much more ridiculous than I had assumed.
So there is this hulking, again, everyone is hulking, hulking metal man that appears.
Hello, potential friends or enemies. Greetings, I am Bastille. Hello, Crate.
Are you made entirely of steel?
Not entirely. Some steel, wood, other things I'm not sure of exactly.
Can I punch him?
Yes, please.
Fortune.
See what?
So I punch Bastille.
Make an attack roll. Our first attack roll of the game is interplayer.
Oh, that's terrible.
that's probably good.
Does Bastille just... And you're like dented. One of your
12.
arms is like... No. Yeah, so... You feel like one of your knuckles might have just exploded in your hand. You're not 100% sure.
All right, go ahead.
What are you made of?
We just discussed this. Metal, wood,
I
other
punch
things.
things all the time. It doesn't hurt that bad.
Bastille...
You can practice.
Yeah, Bastille looks at you
Found
physically
your
as he's
bag
not
was
sure
handy.
you've actually hit him yet.
Please begin.
Yeah.
I don't think I should punch that
I
guy
don't think
anymore.
that's a good idea, Nika.
Excellent.
While the shining metal man distracts you, there is a sound of screams coming from outside. So someone lets out a shrill scream from the exit from this area, and you all sort of turn to look. So we're gonna switch. We're gonna finish with Ananse here. Ananse, you have locked yourself in a room in your family's mansion, desperate to not harm anybody else, and you hear your mother screaming your name, telling you that the only smart move to do now is to surrender yourself to the gendarme of Mole Master. You have just your father's blood is still all over your hands, and you are feeling something similar to remorse. You're not 100% sure what that feeling is, but your mother has taught you well enough to know that that's how you should feel. There's banging. There's banging on the door, and it's the gendarme of the city, and they are saying, "Look, it was it's a fun experiment to try and raise a drow in polite society, but that experiment's done, and I think the charade is over. We should probably." You should just probably lay down your arms and come in with us. And there's a wavering sound to his voice, like he's really hoping that you take him up on this offer.
Is that all you see me as? Is some sort of experiment?
I misspoke maybe. I'm sure your mother cares about you very much, but what you've done is beyond reproach, and you need to answer for your crimes.
I've spent a long time living in your polite society, and I removed a non-polite man from this society. Are you really gonna give me that much of a hard time for it?
I understand that families fight, but families don't eviscerate each other. Put your hands up in the air. I'm opening the door. And the gendarme kicks the door in, kicks the lock right off. And I mean, there's no window, you're in basically a large closet, a walk-in closet, up against the back, and 3 gendarme.
3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. I am immediately going to wild shape into a giant spider.
your body unzips basically, and inside outs itself into the shape of a giant. Are you a wolf spider or just a full-blown spider?
Full-blown spider.
So a giant spider, and it fills the entire contents, like the entire space inside of this thing. And 2 of the gendarmes manage to back out in time, but the third one, you basically get into your grasp.
Mm-hmm.
And any flavor text before?
I'm gonna rip his throat out.
Right. Okay. So you feel your. Do you use the mandibles or the?
Hey?
You use mandibles?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mandibles or the.
Well, sorry. These are spider legs. Is what I'm trying to get at here. But mandibles. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You rip away the throat of this the gendarme, and as the warm blood kind of splashes all over your face, you appear in spider form in what feels to you as a very narrow alley with 4 figures in a box. 4 figures in a box. That's the right math. Looking out the end of the alleyway at something. You appear in spider form behind everybody, and
They're not facing me?
No, they're facing away.
Okay. Is there any sort of ceiling to this alley, or is it long walls going up to
No, it's
roofs of, or like is this like a
Give me
kind of a tile?
give me a perception roll.
How giant are you in spider form?
He's large size, I think. He takes up 4,
Oh,
like a.
Yeah, I'm
my
large.
jeez.
How does he know the box is facing away from him?
Nobody knows.
He's
As far
just
as anyone see, there's just a box there that appeared.
4.
4?
Yeah.
That's your perception roll?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm just using the wisdom of the spider.
Oh, right, yeah. No, despite having 8 of them, your eyes do not serve you well right now. And they're kind of glazed over in like rage, and you're not 100% sure where you are, and yeah.
I'm gonna climb up the wall to try to get a better view of what's going on
Okay.
in front of these people.
Can I roll
Sure.
to see if I notice them?
Can we see?
Yeah, we can all do a
Perceptive
perception,
eyes?
yeah.
What? Rolling dice.
Oh my god, so many sevens.
Can I roll stealth to try to be?
Nope, terrible.
Hide from
I
the
see
party.
nothing.
4.
Yeah, you can roll a stealth.
21. 6.
5. I'm in a box.
None of us see things.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 1.
A 1, okay.
So we actually all do.
Yeah. So
No, I don't fall. Just make a lot of noise.
as the spider climbs up the wall, he knocks a bunch of the brickwork out, and it all falls down. What you guys were seeing as you went across was, as you look out, you realize there's no sky to this place that you're in. It is like as though you are inside of a tube, and the city wraps around the edge of the tube. So as you step out into, and you're expecting to see either the sky or a rooftop or something, you just see no horizon, but in the distance, more city facing back down towards you.
Oh, Nika, I think you hit me real hard. Did we do drugs?
What by all the gods in the skies is this hell?
So you fall down behind us? Is that?
What?
No,
No.
stealth.
I climb up. I just make a bunch of noise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You all see, you're all gazing on this bizarre sight as like a giant spider tries to sneak over above you on the wall.
Jesus.
As I see the spider, I'm gonna draw my great club.
Right?
Can I hit that? Should I hit that?
Probably yes.
I'm gonna say he's pretty far out of range. He's above you far enough.
Do I see her draw her weapon? Okay, I'm going to try to hit her with my web.
This is already going south. Yeah. Make your web attack, I guess.
10.
Does not hit.
So I'll get everyone to make another perception check, please.
My first move.
16.
No.
Use a different
2.
one.
16 for Theseus.
14.
14.
Sorry. Put that one in timeout.
What'd you get?
Me?
It's getting a timeout.
Yeah.
7.
So Theseus, you're the only one to see this.
What did you roll?
As the
16. Oh.
yeah, you notice for the briefest second, a portal open up, sort of in the middle, where the sky should be, between edges of this tube. A portal opens up, and like a person, a figure, falls out of the portal and down to the earth. And then another one opens up a little further and falls, or it falls to your perspective, up against the wall. And they seem to be appearing very much in the same way that the other people who followed you, but they weren't so lucky as to land somewhere in this alleyway.
I think I figured out where we came from, everyone. Like a gesture up at.
And as you guys look, more portals, a few more portals open up, and people just like drop, and you realize that's the screaming that you were hearing was these poor sods ripped out of their home, wherever they were, and teleported to this place. But you were lucky enough to have solid ground around you. Pog.
Yeah, so I think...
You haven't really seen any of this because you're a box.
But well, as far as I understand, I can see out of my illusion.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, but I think having heard that, you're gonna, if anyone notices, there's gonna be sort of a little or large hobgoblin head kind of slowly starting to make its way out of the box, but through it, not like opening the box,
right.
But I'm kind of slowly working my way out.
So as you stand up from the box, in a mirror to you, poking his head out of a barrel, is what appears to be a were-rat. A rat person, and then you both kind of turn your heads to look at each other, and he goes, "Ah!"
I go, "Ah! Where are you from?"
Get out of my alley.
Are
you get here?
Are you from here?
There's no... He looks around. You're not from around here.
I don't know where I'm from.
They told me there was no gate here. How do you get here? And he looks over and he sees all the other... He doesn't see Ananse, he sees the other people. He's like, all of you, get out of my alleyway! I was told this was safe when I paid the rent.
That's a rude rat, yo.
I am rude, and I'll get ruder if you don't leave. I'm not
think-
here to babysit a bunch of primes who just showed up.
I think you got a bigger problem on your hands. And he points at the giant spider on the wall. We're the exterminators. We're here to help, right?
You need to leave too, he says up to the spider. Anyone can be anything here, but they just don't have to be here in my alley.
So after our initial little moment, I'm gonna see if I can sort of grasp. I caught on the notion of you primes don't need to be here, and I'm gonna ask where's here?
I'm not interested in being a tour guide for a bunch of losers who don't know their way around.
Hey, cool your jets there, buddy.
Whatever. You look pretty cool. But as far as I'm concerned, you're losers. If you're here, you've already lost.
Lost what?
Everything, probably. Look, I've done the advice thing before, and I'm not going to do it, all right? So get out of my alleyway and stop asking me stupid questions. Maybe you can flip a nickel at someone out there, and they'll be able to help you out.
It sounds to me like a really good way to figure out where I am is to just sit here for a long time and figure it out. Do some deep meditative thinking and just plop ourselves down here, maybe spend a day or two just hashing it out until we figure out where we are.
I agree with the box.
Will you be quiet while you do it?
Yes.
Then fine. And
No, I'm gonna be loud, buddy. Sorry.
At that moment, I would like to take out my bagpipes and start playing them. Real obnoxiously. They're not in tune.
He's lowered himself down into the barrel and pulled the lid back onto the barrel, and he's like, you can hear him kicking the barrel and just screaming at the top of his lungs, "Shut up! This is my home! This isn't fair!"
I'm gonna turn back into the alleyway towards these people. Ape things, come. We'll find another door to knock on.
Excuse me, large spider. Large spider. Do you know where we are, large spider?
I'm going to slide down the wall, and then when I reach the ground, turn back into my normal drow form.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
So-
you were a large spider.
As soon as the spider hits the ground, he transforms into a very well-dressed drow elf in basically like a full three-piece suit. Things are a little... His hair is mussed. His, like... he looks a little bedraggled, like he's been in a scrap or running or something, but
Expensive clothing, though.
but very fine clothing.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk right past him over to the barrel, and I'm going to wrap my knuckles on the barrel. Go, excuse me, sir.
Listen, I told you all to fuck. What?
And I'm going to try to cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
So he
Allow me to duck into one of my monster decks. I hope this is the right one. Otherwise, oh, there we
so
go.
I need a Wisdom save.
Where at?
Wisdom save against 12.
A wisdom save. Oh, were rats aren't super wise.
The were-rat living in an alleyway is not super wise.
What?
He rolled low. He rolled a low number. So it's hard to imagine what a were-rat looks like grinning or not scowling, but his face softens, and he says, "Someone just had to be nice, you see?" What?
I do believe
I mean, what?
we've had a bit of a misunderstanding here.
It doesn't matter what you understand or don't understand. I'm not sure I can help you.
I pull a rolled up piece of parchment with the fancy ribbon around it out of my inside breast pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and I unfurl it in front of him, and it's like, kind of looks like sort of like a diploma. And I hang it in front of him.
Right.
I say to him, my name is Ananse Velez Chihoge, Zor Amohe. I'm here.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be. So if you would kindly tell me how to get the fuck out of this stupid place, I'd really appreciate that.
Well, Ananse, blah, 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 blah. If I knew how to get you home, I would tell you to get you out of my presence. No offense.
I understand.
Your friends are all weird, and they make a shit ton of noise. And, like, we have a limited amount of, well, our equivalent of daytime hours here, and I like to sleep during them. So, you need to find a door home. I don't have a list. I don't know where you're from, and honestly, I can't even begin to articulate how screwed you probably are.
You keep mentioning that. What exactly do
You
you mean?
didn't come through the way you're supposed to come through.
Don't quite understand
Are
how.
any of you familiar with portals or traveling the cosmos? I'm seeing a lot of blank faces.
This is how my face always looks.
Yeah, well, you're forgiven, I suppose.
Thank you.
See, why can't you all be polite like the metal man?
So Pog tries to give kind of like a tortured.
Oh, son, don't do that. Do not stop doing that. Listen, I told myself I wouldn't teach any idiots how things worked, but since the fancy man was so polite to me, I guess I will. A little bit, anyway. I don't know. Where are you from? He looks around, he points at you, a horny guy. I mean because of the horns. I don't know anything else about you.
I was on my way to Ansalon.
Okay, yeah, so this is gonna be real tough because I got no idea where that is. Anywhere from somewhere I know.
It's a continent.
Right, we're all from a continent, buddy. Anybody from...
Outside Daggerford?
Yeah, that doesn't help me at all either.
That doesn't sound like a real place.
Uh,
That sounds made up.
Waterdeep.
Okay.
That also sounds
Yeah,
made up.
Waterdeep rings a bell.
Waterdeep?
Right, that's in Faerun,
Yeah,
right?
you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
So you just gotta find a door to Faerun.
The door.
Problem solved, yeah.
Sweet. All right, let's go
It's-
home.
You know, it's probably super easy. Any one of these doors could be it.
Is there a door around?
Door.
No, there's no doors in the alley. Right?
Let's go find a
he
door.
means more like any of the doors in the entire place.
What if it's someone's house? You just walk in. The front
Well,
door.
Yeah, let's go find a door. Yeah.
So he's sort of gesturing out into the street where the screaming and people apparating in the air has stopped. And this city seems to be mostly made out of doors. There, like everything is, there are openings and apertures everywhere, including gated manhole type things on the
Is there
floor.
one in the alley?
No. You can see why I picked it here, so no assholes just show up randomly in my living room,
I gotcha.
which is also my kitchen, which is also my
Gotcha.
dining room, which is also my bedroom.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And your
Also-
bathroom?
It's also that too.
Oh dear.
Well, the barrel I'm in.
Hmm.
You can see why I didn't want to get interrupted.
Wait,
It's
what
me.
did we interrupt?
I
Biological.
don't think you do it, so I can't even get to describe it to you.
Understood.
They're real. I'm a rat though. They're real small. Listen, you are in Sigil, City of Doors, the hub of the cosmos. All right, you're both lucky and the most unlucky sons of bitches that have ever existed. You came in here through some way that is not allowed. You can't just beam yourself into the Sigil.
Well,
You understand?
We just proved you wrong.
Yeah. Did you do it on
Yeah, we
purpose?
did.
Put up your hand if you were in the middle of a teleportation at the time that you arrived here.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
Sorry.
No,
Middle
no.
of
Just
the
put up a mitt if it's true. Were you trying to teleport to Sigil? Anyone?
Again, doesn't
Spider
sound
guy?
like a real place.
No. So, I guess that's evidence that you are here against your wills, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, you're gonna find it to be very against your wills if you spend
Oh.
too much time stuck here.
Because...
Listen, the lady isn't interested in people just waltzing into her town.
Lady,
Lady.
is there a court?
Oh, if you find yourself in front of the court, friend, you're already dead. And the lady, she's not really like the mayor. She's not really like anything. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, look, I think we can see her handiwork now. And he points out, and one last person falls from the sky. And then just seems to be, like, shredded. Just, like in midair, and bits of them fall to the ground. So, Our Lady of Blades, as we are sometimes call her, is sort of like the lady that watches over, but I mean, it's really hard to explain. No one really sees her, and if you ever do, it's, you've done real bad. So I'm really surprised she hasn't come and found you yet. You should count your blessings, get back to your home, pretend you were never here.
You're gonna keep your trap shut, right? That we were here?
Look,
Please.
I'm,
Come on.
I don't know. Pretty boy's gotta ask me.
Is there something in the pouch?
Come on,
you
pretty
can give him?
boy.
You gonna keep this a secret?
Probably.
Ah, thanks.
I'm a rat and I don't like perpetuating them stereotypes. Now I'm talking like Ricky, I'm sorry. Part of the plan here. Trying to keep the teeth out. Look. You make your way... 1 second. Gotta get my neighborhoods of the city right here. You make your way... Oop. Got the world's smallest table over here,
We
folks.
can buy us the time.
I'm totally playing that on the bagpipes right now. What's happening?
You make your way to the lower ward. You keep yourself real quiet, and maybe someone there with less upstanding morals than me will be able to help you out. I got a friend there who nobody likes talking to, so maybe he'd be happy to just have a friend. His name's Pip.
Pip.
You'll recognize him by his one giant eyeball.
Gotcha.
This is a very dumb question, but I can't tell which way is lower.
Yeah, the city's kind of like that. He kind of gives you a vague description of head that way, go around here, and you'll find your way there, maybe, or the harmonium will get to you. One or the other, it really doesn't matter to me.
The harmonica?
Oh, call them that to their face. There are rules around here. They are very loose rules, strongly enforced. And if you walk up to a harmonium guard and say, harmonica, you will probably get a mouthful of your own teeth, which for some reason you have.
Well, I'm missing one.
One
I don't
tooth.
think you are.
No?
Nah.
You left that in your
You want to look for it? Maybe
That's
it's on the
fine.
ground.
I think you might have left it behind in your prime plane. I saw that punch.
Well,
Mika's real good at punching.
I suggest we stick together and go find this one-eyed thing.
I agree with the wet cow guy.
I'm going to pull a single piece of gold, a single gold coin out of my pocket, and hold it out to the rat man. But I'm holding the gold piece in a black handkerchief.
Right.
And I'm going to hand it to him graciously, but I'm also going to look very uncomfortable, like by the idea of him touching me.
He sees exactly what you're trying to prevent, and like slaps a probably poop-covered hand as far up your arm as he can, and then drags it back, getting most of the hanky and the gold coin into his hand. Thank you. It's very generous.
You're welcome, good sir. I appreciate your help.
And he looks at the coin and he says, "Yeah, I should be able to get something for this one." And he tucks it away into his pocket.
Oh, speaking of coin, I got the pouch.
Yeah, what's in it?
Ripples through. How much? How much is it?
How much is in the pouch?
It's like 40, 50 gold.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
50 gold!
Nice.
50 gold.
Was is there anything in there that got us
Why are they
this?
so excited
I don't think it was
about
magic.
gold?
Is there anything else in the pouch?
No.
It's not
It's just
even
money.
very much
It's
money.
Magic money?
It's
Magic
it's
money.
drink
Magic money.
It's drink money for a already
New
drunk
name,
guy.
Magic money.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that.
Tell me, metal person? Are you a person?
I'd like to think so.
How much
So sweet.
steel do you think is in you?
Unknown.
It seems awfully valuable.
Thank you.
I think he likes
Are you
ya.
suggesting that we sell the metal man?
I cannot be sold.
Everything has a price.
True. I've contradicted myself. Ratman, a final question before we depart. Ratman,
Sorry, I dropped all my belongings on the floor.
yes. the
But
flow
I'm
of your
back
barrel.
now. Yes,
there-
middleman. Is this the last question before you leave my bedroom/shitta?
From me, yes. Unknown otherwise.
Right.
I'm looking for a place to purchase one or more umbrellas.
Why?
People keep falling from the sky.
Do you
Reinforced umbrellas.
think that's going to help?
It can't hurt.
I think it could hurt.
Do you get hurt?
Yes, I am hurt. Quite badly, as a matter of fact.
I am also hurt. I
Well,
don't think he gets hurt.
Pip might be able to point you in the right direction. Maybe.
Excellent, so Pip has hands. I'm
Yeah.
learning more all the time.
You know, actually he doesn't. Well,
What is he pointing with?
he will gesture in a direction for you.
I see.
Is Bastille like visibly damaged, like torn?
Yeah, I'm pretty dented up.
All right. I don't know if this will work, but let's give it a shot. I'm gonna cast Mending, which is mostly used for fixing torn sails and the like. But I figure you're an object.
I don't think it actually works. I think as a living construct, cure magic works.
All right.
Believe.
The
It
mending.
fixed my clothes though.
The mending fixes some like superficial dents in like a bit of a square foot kind of patch, but
Are you very, very hurt?
If I had to quantify it, I would say I was halfway hurt.
Should I help the metal man?
It appears that
Pretty nice guy.
it is a person and not a
I mean, if you
thing.
wanna.
Thank you, finally proof.
Okay, I will cast Healing Word on the metal man.
okay.
And I say, "You're cool." It's my
Thank you.
healing word. You're cool. It's your healing word. Healing word.
The rat man says, "Is it all right if I finish what I was doing when you rudely interrupted me?"
You regain 6 health points.
I'm gonna walk in the direction you told us to go and just sort of assume these guys will follow me.
So it is okay then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy
whatever.
your evacuating your bowels.
You think your pretty boy who I think cast some kind of hoodoo on me.
I didn't cast magic. Get it? Get it?
Get out.
You're a bird.
That's
a
rude.
bovine.
I'm going to give him a menacing
Correct.
glare as I'm like continuing to clean his filth off of me as I walk away.
I'm sorry I punched you, middleman.
That's fine. People often do. Usually just once.
So as you cast the healing, or say the healing word to him, some more like actual damage seems to get repaired. Like dings get like hammered back out, and paint and everything kind of gets sturdy, or by a little bit, I guess. Yeah.
I think during this, so while they're denting out, non-denting,
Hammering out.
anti-denting,
Healing.
healing,
Just say healing.
rust-proofing our Warforged back there. I'm gonna look to the drow and maybe walk, not walk over because he was over close to the Ratman, which is where the former box used to be. So I think we're in close proximity, and while he's cleaning himself off, I think Pog's just gonna go over and introduce himself and say, "Sir, my name's Pog. I see that we both are involved in the arcane arts, and I really respected the meticulous nature in which you cast that spell. It was quite impressive. May I ask your name?
My name is Ananse.
And where are you from?"
Where am I from? I'm from Mulmaster.
Oh,
You guys talk a little loud.
I haven't heard that of that before.
In the Moonseed region of Northern Faerun.
I mean, I know generally the region. I've heard different people talk about it, but I've never actually. I'm just gonna turn. I've never actually been. I've never actually been there. Clearly, I get from your questioning that you also have no clue what the hell is going on.
No, I do not.
I don't know about these others who are here, and I think you guys are doing your own little
Yeah, this is like
coin
an
count,
aside.
coin counting, denting, removal. But sir, I mean, ultimately the choice is yours. But if you're interested, I would be more than happy to, or suggest that maybe we accompany each other to see if we can figure out at least something about what is happening here. Two minds are always better than one, and strategically it makes a lot more sense for us to stick together, at least at this stage.
Normally, I wouldn't make acquaintances with a hobgoblin.
And nor I with a drow, or should I just say elf. Having said
You
that,
can say drow.
having said that, we're in strange times at the
I
moment.
don't
at
really
least.
have many options right now. But yes, if you want to help me get me out of wherever the hell this is, then you can do so.
I'm happy to help us get out of here. That's for sure. That's our little sidebar, or my
Okay.
little sidebar.
So are all of you heading in the direction the Ratman sort of told you? Is that the kind of idea here?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Do you think we should just open some doors? He said we should go through doors.
Now, you guys are real big, and I noticed he said to be quiet on our way, so you should probably step lightly if you can. I don't want to meet that lady of the blades or whatever.
Yeah, that lady
Or the
doesn't sound nice.
harmonicas. They ain't no good.
So as you walk through the city you now know as Sigil, it is a little disorienting to look down a main drag and see it kind of like curve around the corner, and normally you're used to things going over horizons, but instead it's just infinite curling, twisting city. There is something like an atmosphere of clouds and things that drift in the middle of this donut-shaped tube that you're wandering around in, and there is a source of ambient light that gives everything a sort of a daylight. though there is no visible outdoors to this strange place. As you make your way to the lower ward, you see you start hearing more sounds of like production of like metal clanging and hammers creating weaponry and armor and stuff, and the lower ward seems to your minds to be more of like a smithing manufacturing area.
Does it feel like home?
Yes.
Like the womb. So yes, as you approach this, several large they're armored, they're tanked out in a similar way that Bastille is, except that they are humanoid underneath. One is a tiefling with a helmet built around his curling horns, and another one is a dwarven, a dwarf's dwarf, like very sturdy and square, and they are kind of moving fairly frantically down this stretch of street, and one of them has the hand on the hilt of a sword, but they don't seem to have it drawn, and they kind of shove you out of the way, Nika, as they walk by. Sorry, and they keep going.
That was rude.
Hail, ape folk.
They stop kind of dead in their tracks and turn around, and they're like, "There's apes in the city now too?"
I mean, it's roughly the shape that you are. We're looking for directions.
You're leaving the ladies' ward and heading to the lower ward. Seems like you were walking fairly purposefully, the dwarf says.
Excellent. We've been sent in seeking someone by the name of Pip. We've been told he might have information.
You wanna talk to Pip?
Unless that's
You're actively seeking Pip.
Unless that's a bad idea.
That's interesting. Do you know him?
No.
Right. Okay. Well.
Could you tell me why that's so interesting?
I think it's funnier for all involved if you just go and see for yourself.
Were they,
All right.
Were they running?
They were in a bit of a hurry. Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't running, but they were.
You said they're decked out, but are they? Does it look like a uniform? Like a?
You can give me a perception roller.
Natural 20. What? Most
Right.
perceptive hobgoblin this
Yes.
moment.
First crit of the game.
And it's on a perception roll. Real useful.
Yes.
I mean,
Value add.
I mean, it is
moderately.
useful. Yeah.
There are worse things.
So they are in uniforms. They are in matching kind of uniforms. It's somewhere between a guild uniform and an official City Watch kind of uniform. They both seem to walk very proudly, and as you're staring at them, one of them, there's a figure in a robe slinking by, and the tiefling just tips the hood back on it, sort of turns him and looks him in the eye, and kind of like looks him up and down and says, and lets him on his way. So, you're out of towners, I suppose. You just traveling.
Tell?
Huh?
How could you tell?
Well, everyone looks weird here, but you can smell a prime approaching from a mile away.
I'm sorry, can you tell me what that word means?
A prime.
I keep hearing it.
It means that you're not from here. You're a
That's-
prime.
that seems
You
true.
know that you were somewhere else, and then you walked through a portal and arrived here in Sigil.
Yes.
r-
Yes.
roughly.
Yeah, we did that on purpose. Yeah,
Roughly.
Definitely.
I'm gonna need Ricky, I guess, to make a little deception roll.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how good Ricky is at it, but
How's this Kanku lying through his terrifying teeth?
Deception?
bad, I take it.
Yeah.
6. Wait, do I get advantage? Is anyone helping me?
I don't think anything that is.
I help. I always help.
Nothing that has been said would help you. So yeah, you should be doing it at a disadvantage probably. Let's see what my die rolls. Great. The bird person seems to think that seems to be trying to correct you, Minotaur man. What is your name?
Theseus as Ulysses.
Right. Theseus, did you walk through a portal to get here, or did you not?
I was in the water. I wasn't exactly walking, and then I was here.
So you came from the elemental plane of water.
I cast message.
Definitely.
I cast message, and I say to Theseus, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!"
Don't you need to say that out loud? Isn't that how that spell works?
No, it's like a whisper that no one else can hear. Only you can hear it. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
The dwarf is like looking up at you and leaning in. So elemental plane of water then.
Like the world?
This.
Yeah, he hit his head a minute ago.
It looks like he's hit his head quite a few times.
Yeah. See, he's all wet, right? So he's definitely.
Who
from there.
talks for the group? Who's the mouthpiece of this? Well, I assume you look like people who don't like each other, so I assume you're probably some sort of adventuring party.
I like
which is
him.
fine. Well, that's great.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna lean forward at these ones and go. I don't know about you, but I am a man of action, and lies do not become us. I'm gonna look back at the dwarf and say,
No, it's not a lie. It's a.
I'm from the world of Kryn.
Right. Good. You're from a world.
Uh-huh.
That's good.
And he came through a portal. That's all. It's all good.
Okay, where were you guys going? Were you going to or from something? Should we be running with you or behind you?
One question. There's a lot of talking now. So, to answer your question, you are a prime because you are from Kryn. You see? If you are from Toril, then you are a prime as well. If you're from the Forgotten Realms, you're a prime. But if you're a native to the plains, wow, you are really fresh out of the portal, aren't you? This is not good. You have to walk lightly. You have to be quiet. And do any of you have a method of getting home?
Can I insight these two?
Sure.
See how if they seem like they're gonna help us or not?
Sure.
Or like
Their general attitudes, yeah.
Much better than last one. 13 plus 6.
The dwarf seems genuinely concerned for your safety. The tiefling seems to be getting frustrated with the situation.
Yeah.
And in fact, a little bit of steam is coming off of them as they're sitting there. They're simmering, literally. So, but they don't seem malicious, but they also see you as probable. You have a feeling they see you as accidents waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So, do any of you have a way to get back? Did you just walk through a portal with no way of getting back?
Yeah.
I was mostly trying to get away from somewhere. The two was still in the process of being figured out.
Right. Okay. Good. Baby primes. Listen, I can't be the one to help, unfortunately. You're not doing anything wrong. You didn't seem to do anything wrong, but you did something dumb. And that's fine. Lots of people get here because they did something dumb. But you gotta find your way back. Come back when you've got a ways planned to get back. Alright?
Okay, so come back to where when we've got
Sigil. If you're looking for adventure, this is a good place to be, but if you are here on a one-way ticket, then you've made a horrible mistake. Big dumb mistake.
I assume I died in combat.
Oh, then you are a petitioner, sir. And that... Wait, you're made out of metal.
Somewhat.
No, I am confused by you all. If you died in combat, you should have. What god do you worship?
The Silver Flame.
Ah, well then you should be in the Silver Flame stronghold.
Oh no. Something has gone terribly wrong.
Okay, I'm starting to think you didn't die in battle.
No, I definitely did.
1 second, and he turns towards his tiefling compadre, and they have a ching heated conversation that you guys cannot hear very well. But the body language is such that the dwarf is like, "Come on, we gotta and then the tiefling is like, So, I don't know what you guys want to do while they're kind of distracted.
I'm just gonna watch them intently.
I
Okay.
kind of feel like we should just walk away before this gets worse.
Hold on, I need to find out if I'm dead.
I don't think you're dead because my fist, it really hurts.
There's someone who really wants to help us.
Yeah.
I think we should let him help us.
Yeah.
But he said he couldn't help us. Plus, fuck the police, man. I don't trust these guys.
Well, he's got, my accent's just gone now. You messed me up. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
We don't trust these guys on the Sword Coast. Why would we trust them here?
You're the Coast of Swords.
All of these
Yeah.
places sound made up. Every place I've heard of today sounds made up.
Most of these are nonsense words.
Okay, if you can't be dead because we'd be dead too, right?
Perhaps you are. Let's find out.
So
Okay.
you definitely have killed too much time, and the conversation between these two characters is done. And they turn back around to you, and it's like, listen, we have somewhere we need to be. I don't know if you noticed, but there are a few unauthorized entries into old Sigil today. Most of them were dead on impact, so 50-50, good, bad there. But
We're good.
we need to make sure that those people who've arrived through, frankly, impossible means, that they need to be brought to justice. So, my suggestion is talk to Pip, because he needs people to talk to, I think. But then find a safe place to stay for the night. Maybe Pip will be able to put you up. I don't know. He doesn't take up much space. But until then, I'd say lay low, and then when you find the gate back to your world, go back there and improve your skills, I suppose, a little bit before coming back. Because again, none of you have a teleportation spell or a known magic circle or a gate key of any kind to return you anywhere.
And sir, just while we will take your advice and much appreciated, and perhaps we will venture back to our worlds tomorrow, where do you recommend that we for a first timer to Sigil, where would be a good spot for us to find a night's rest before the return trip home?
Well, I think depends on how flush you are, I suppose. I don't know how much
Flesh?
flush.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not how much flesh you are. I'm not going to be able to get that idea out of my head now. But how much money you brought with you. The ladies' ward, which you're about to leave, has some very fine establishments you can stay at. But again, it's a scratch is required, and you don't seem very prepared.
What is the currency here?
That was my question.
Well, it's sort of a what have you got kind of situation. Sigil is and the tiefling has grabbed onto his shoulder and trying to drag him in another direction. He's like, just 1 minute, they're idiots. Sigil is kind of like a melting pot of everything, so, as long as it's made out of gold and or silver and or bronze, then, or copper, pardon me.
None of those are valuable.
As long as it's made out of gold and it's about this big, someone will probably accept it. If it's a little bigger, they may value it at worth 2 of whatever.
I wish I had known this. Steel is the going currency where I
Right.
come from.
Right. Well, hard work, neat stuff. That stuff's almost more valuable than than money.
We just did justice? What did you mean by justice?
justice.
Like you're gonna bring people to
Everyone
justice.
getting what they
Just curious.
deserve, clearly.
Brought before the governors, and if the governors see them fit to be allowed to stay here, then they will be allowed to stay, I suppose. But they have performed the impossible, and so we have to make sure that they are not like some gods trying to trick us or something like that.
Yeah. Just to make sure that we aren't doing that. What's the impossible?
Arriving in... Oh, well, you'd know, I think.
Yeah.
You would know.
Yes, definitely.
It's arriving in Sigil through any other way than a portal, like through a doorway or whatever. Just appearing from nowhere isn't illegal so much as it is, as I said, impossible to do. So if that would happen, if there's anyone that the lady, our glorious lady, has decided to let live, then we're going to round them up and put them before the governors, and then the governors will decide
Okay.
whether the mercy killers will take them out or not.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Let's head off, guys.
But like,
One last
if
question.
it's impossible, why are so many people falling from the
Because-
sky?
It's a good question, isn't it? And that's why my friend here is very interested in me moving this direction.
Okay.
Well, you should go.
We'll see you later. Okay. Thanks for your help.
Sure, it's
No
Harmonium Officer Bryn. All right, if you have any questions, and you can find me again, which you probably won't be able to, but if you can find me again or ask for me at a guard post or something, I will do my best.
Right. Thanks.
Bryn.
much.
Yes, yes, we're going. And he start heading off. Say hi to.
Monica.
He turns around and says, "Say hi to Pip for me." Poor sod.
We'll do.
Pip.
I love you, Pip.
I'm deeply concerned.
Okay, so we can't tell anybody how we got here.
I don't know how I got here.
Keep it that way.
It
Yeah.
All right.
sounds like
Say that.
there was a portal in the ocean. It's the only logical conclusion.
Practice with me.
Yes.
I came here through a portal.
I did not come here through a portal.
On purpose, I came through a portal.
No. Did you?
Keep,
You were here when I
keep
arrived.
saying
Yeah,
you
I
died
did.
in battle.
I did die in battle, I think.
Keep saying
Yeah.
you died in
Okay,
battle.
very well.
We can work with that.
I appreciate this being. He understands the importance of integrity.
Indeed.
Integrity is in keeping your body in one piece, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't
Let
think
us-
we should keep saying that we don't know how we got here.
Let us find this dot or whatever it was called.
I thought I liked the cowman, but now I'm not so sure.
Make sure everyone you talk a little, as not like super loud, but like louder than you're doing.
A little louder.
Oh my god, terrifying.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, it's so
You can turn
gross.
the volume up on
Control
it.
lozenges.
At the back, there's a button that says
Top
gain.
one.
One says gain.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can just like flip that over and
To the right.
Yes. To the left. I don't know. In the direction that it's not in now. To a higher
Is
number.
there
There's no numbers.
There's no numbers.
There's literally just left and right.
It's
But that makes sense.
lefty
Is,
loosey?
I know.
is it,
Yeah.
is it gaining more? Are you hearing
it
us
working?
better?
Can you hear
Who
us
knows?
better?
Oh, you can't hear stuff. Is it?
Can,
Well,
can the people at home
People
hear us?
people can tell us.
Yeah.
If they
Is
can
anyone
hear us.
complaining in the chat?
I will
Although the jam bone should probably get away from the mic.
Okay. All it is just a droning sound.
technical
Sorry, folks. This is our first one.
repositioning.
We're very positioned. We're very
Yeah.
professional.
Also, my chair makes fart sounds when I move. So it's
chair.
the chair. Yeah.
So,
So
going to find
yeah.
this dot creature.
So the further you head into the area that you have learned is the lower ward, the more the air starts getting choked with like smoke and it's very like foggy London town, except not fog. It's good.
You better.
Better. Okay. So yeah, as you go in, the sound of industry and smithing and stuff starts to get very loud. There's actually a couple of large minotaur working at one, working in one smithy.
Are they like minotaurs from Otherworld sized, i.e. large? Because I'm medium. Because British minotaurs are weirdly small.
Yeah, these ones are pretty big. And then also the first really unusual thing that you see in this.
The first.
Well, okay, yeah, sorry. Something very off-putting, probably very off-putting to Bastille in particular. is a rather large, demonic-looking or devilish-looking pit fiend walking down the street, seemingly talking to some sort of angelic creature in a white robe. And they are passing the angelic creature is fairly normal size, but the pit fiend is like trying to read like a very small piece of parchment and shoves it into the angelic person's face, and they seem to be having some kind of debate back and forth. One speaking in Celestial and one speaking in Infernal, but they're having a conversation together. But this is definitely like a large, fiery demon walking down the way.
So what's the devil saying?
Who speaks Infernal? It's saying, listen, I was in 50-50 on this, and now you're asking for another 10%. That's just unreasonable. And anyone speak Celestial? Oh, well. Okay. It's that kind of crew. Yeah, so the Celestial's like, something like that. Sounds like baby angels singing. Yeah.
So everyone here can see that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I need to go kill that thing.
No.
No.
That's,
No.
remember,
No.
Do you remember the guy who said be quiet?
Yes, but he did not mention the presence of literal devils.
But if you are dead,
Yes.
I don't think you can kill anything.
There's only one way to find out for
No,
certain.
I
No.
think,
No.
That angel is making a deal with a devil. It must be stopped.
I
No, maybe
suppose that's its prerogative.
True.
maybe
Perhaps
they're
it
friends.
knows better than... This is confusing.
Maybe they're friends.
I need time to process.
Okay, let's keep walking as you process.
Very well, I will kill it later.
Keep those gears oiled up by walking. All right.
so as you head past, and you're like hyper focused on this thing.
I'm
as
giving
you
it the stink eye.
It looks down at you and says, in Infernal, which you speak, right?
Yep.
It says, "Excuse me." He walks past. He kind of like squeezes past you and keeps going. Infernal to the angel.
On the plus
angelic.
side, it's polite.
Did you see that guy's giving me the stink eye? Grimes. So you head further in, and you just start getting lost.
Uh-oh.
You're not sure. You don't know what Pip looks like, other than he's hilarious looking, apparently.
And small and has one eye.
Yeah.
You know how I like to find people.
Have we seen any
Not
other
yelling,
harmonium
Mika.
guards?
Yeah, there's a
wandering
handful
the
of them
streets?
walking through, harmonium guards, yep.
I don't
It
know if
works,
it's
though.
possible
Yeah, I
know, but
to
It works.
They told
sort
us
of
to be quiet.
get a sense, if I just sort of a spidey sense as to whether one or more of them seem more personable than the others. As
They
we
all
walk
seem
by.
to be... They're like cops on parade day, you know what I'm talking about? We're like, we're cops and no one likes us.
Like handing out candy canes?
Yeah, well, yes, verbal candy canes in a
Verbal
way.
candy.
Yeah, I'm gonna just see if I can find an album that is a little better than this album. Yes, they're all trying to make everyone happy to see them. If that makes any sense.
Like they're trying to be self-important?
Not so much that. It's just like,
They're
hello,
popular and
hello, citizen. Hello, yes. Yes, the harmonium is here to keep order and peace. Yes. No, don't worry. You're allowed to have that lollipop, small child, you know, that kind of thing.
Excuse me. We've been sent looking for someone. We're a little turned around. I think we might have come from down there. We've been sent to find someone named Pip. Might you know whereabouts we should go looking?
Ah, a Minotaur of Kryn.
Yes.
You're small. Than Minotaurs.
Can't spell Minotaur without mini.
I mean,
Suppose
like,
that might be true.
well, it is. You'll find it to be true very soon. You're looking for Pip, you say?
Yep.
So this is just like a giant wall of a person that is kind of like patting people on their heads as they go by and that kind of stuff. Calling everyone citizen, although they don't call you citizen. Well, Pip, yes, he runs a small shop near here. I don't know if he'll be able to be much help to anyone, including you, but Pip is there. He's just around the corner. You'll have to. He has very narrow shop kind of window, and you'll just have to kind of look in and to see if he's, because he doesn't really. He's vertically impaired.
All right. Thank you.
Why are you in this part of the city?
Oh, just looking for Pip and exploring. Okay, let's go.
Been told to go find Pip.
You were just here to find Pip.
Entirely
Officer Bryn sent us. To
Oh,
go talk
Bryn.
to Pip.
Solid officer. Very good officer. Has brought in a lot of people in the past weeks. That's good. A lot of criminals.
Yeah.
You're not criminals, are you?
Oh, we are the goodest of the goods. And he does like this gross bird smile.
Ugh. Well, good. Yes, because we're great and it's important that we're around and everyone needs us to be here 100%. But if you are a criminal, then I will have to drag you before the court.
Of course.
Oh, you don't
Yeah,
gotta do that
That's
to us.
definitely the appropriate response to crime.
Perfect. Then you'll understand should you commit a crime, which I don't think you will, but if you do, then I will be there to bring you in.
Quick question. I assume the criminal code here is a sort of standard, not stealing.
Oh,
not
no,
murdering
no.
sort
No,
of
it
thing.
changes at the whim of the governors all the time. That's right, it's very difficult to be a policeman here. But it also means that there is a level of flexibility to things. So, we kind of get to interpret a little bit.
So,
What is
Nice.
a criminal really,
So this conversation is making Nico real uncomfortable because she's like super anti-cops and she's just like backing away real slowly
well, thank
in
you
the
for your
direction of
directions.
Pip.
Thank you very much for your directions. We'll be on our way.
All right.
I'm gonna turn to these guys and go, sounds like the law is be nice to the harmonium.
Easy enough.
You're smart.
He's
I like
still
that.
standing there like,
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
goodbye, possible future citizen. Wait, I don't know.
Ricky
Bye.
backs away.
Doing that.
Yeah, eh?
Get your weird bird-faced man out of here. Yeah, alright, so you continue through. And you find, so you find like a kind of, basically it's like an alleyway that's had a piece of wood, like half a crate, like nailed in front of the alleyway to close it off. And you have to assume that this is who you're talking to.
Can I stretch my bird head over?
I know for a fact that you can. And as you look over, a very small, it's like a Mike Wazowski-sized being is on the other side, and it's literally just a ball with a metal ball with a large, unblinking eye in the center of it, and it's kind of looking back up at you, and it says, "Can I help you?"
It's metal.
Ugh, jeez.
It's metal.
Yeah. Its mouth moves like a meat mouth.
But maybe Bastille should talk to it.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
I don't know.
That's-
Metal talks to metal.
Are you Pip?
Depends on who's asking.
Friends of, shoot, we never got his name. Rat in the alley, barrel boy.
That was a trick question because I don't actually have any friends. So,
Well, that's good.
anyway,
Awkward.
do you need me to make some pamphlets for you?
Are you Pip?
Yes.
We did it, guys. We did it!
And now we have pamphlets.
One
Hooray.
second. And he reaches up, and there's like a chain, and he like
He's got
pulls
arms?
him. Yep, he pulls himself up, and there's like some kind of thing hooked into his back, and yeah. So as he pulls up, you all see now this like spherical metal sphere with like an eyeball, sort of an unblinking eye that's like flitting around and looking. There's a bunch of lenses that seem to come like willy-nilly down.
Cool.
He has like something attachment at the bottom that would be where his hips would be, but it looks like very aggressively his legs had been removed from there, and so he's just kind of like got a couple of weird jointed arms, and as he gets pulled up, he's just like a grin comes across his face, and he says, "Hello, I am
Oh yeah, it's gonna meet mouth.
Pip. I am scribe for all of your needs." And yeah, it's all wheels. It just sounds like a muffled clock every time he moves around. So someone said they were my friend? I think you were tricked.
Nah, he said he was your best friend.
Oh, I really don't think that is something someone would say about
Don't be so down on
old
yourself.
Pip. And he kind of gestures at himself like this, because he kind of just has a mitt.
And are we sort of standing? We're standing outside looking in. Still?
Yeah, there's no door or anything to the shop. It's like a lemonade stand, basically, is what it jammed in like a alleyway that's about this wide.
And anyone around?
Everyone seems to be giving old Pip a wide berth.
So, Pip, we're new to Sigil.
Sigil. And a lens comes down and he says, "That much is very apparent."
Well, if you're a scribe, I presume you deal in information.
I am usually asked to not look at the things that I am copying. And conveniently, and he gestures behind himself, and there's a bunch of what look like severed pip arms that are all like moving around on a track attached to the ceiling, just like scrawling notes everywhere. So, they kind of do all the work.
Got quite the production here.
Thank you. I am underappreciated in my field.
Seems like most workers here are.
No, I am particularly underappreciated in my field.
How much should we appreciate you?
As much as you can afford to. Which, if you care about your reputation, is not a lot. So, again, a rat man in a hallway sent you to see me.
Yes, we were sent by Garbage Rat. Do you have information about the city?
I have limited mobility, as you may or may not be aware. He moves his hands underneath himself to prove like a magic trick that he has no legs.
You have pamphlets, though.
I produce pamphlets. Pardon me. I produce.
Take your time.
I produce pamphlets. Yes, but I just reproduce them on behalf of the various factions that run this city.
Faction.
Is that a new word for you? Faction. A group of people who follow a certain ideal.
Yes,
It's a good word. I'm gonna write it down. And one of the arms like scrawls the giant word faction on a piece of paper, then crumples it up immediately and tosses it somewhere else.
Are there particular factions of which we ought to be aware in Sigil?
All of them.
Could you
All
give us
of
the names
them.
of those factions?
There are quite a few, and I am not interested in reading them out to you.
Thank you very much for sparing us.
Yes.
Do you have any pamphlets that may be of interest to newcomers that you are at liberty to give and or sell to newcomers?
I am not allowed to just give away willy-nilly the papers that I make copies of. That would be against the rules.
You can't give them away, but can you sell them?
No, they don't belong to me.
Do you know who could?
Presumably, the distributors of the pamphlets. I think they give them away for free. I don't know. I have limited mobility. And he does the thing with the arms again. Is this your first time seeing one of me?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there more
correct.
than one of you?
There are a very specific number of me.
There's only one Pip.
And that number is...
It is exponentially larger than the previous number. I don't understand the question.
We're all just staring at him.
Yes, unfortunately, there is only one Pip. And that is why I'm here, legless and alone.
Okay,
So, like, why would a garbage rat think that you could help us?
I think a cruel trick has been played upon you, and I personally do not find it humorous, but I do think that the rat man probably thought it would be funny. He did not follow you to enjoy the fruits of his amusing labor?
I don't think so.
busy
Okay.
pooping.
I think
Well,
he
then
just
I-
wanted us to go away.
Well, that is also a possibility. I am happy for the company, but I do not understand why you are here.
And maybe say, Pip, I'm here. It's my first time in Sigil.
It's pronounced Sigil.
It's my first time in Sigil.
Better.
It's my first time in Sigil.
No, I didn't mean for you to say it better. I was offering you praise. My face just can't communicate things good.
And to
Yeah.
express my thanks, I sort of do a.
Oh, I see. You have the same problem as me. A strange face. Well, I understand that it is your first time
my
here.
first time in Sigil, and I'm planning on returning home shortly. Maybe is there any sort of things that you could help me understand as a first-time person in Sigil? Things I should see, some of the sites I should explore. Do you have any recommendations, Pip? You're the first name I've heard when I got here, and somebody somewhere, joke or otherwise, seems to think you'll have information that could help a first-timer like me.
Well, I suppose the first question that I would ask you is, have you secured a way home?
That's part of the problem.
Right.
Everybody wants us to go home.
I don't. You can stay for as long as you like. And besides, I cannot get away from you. However, most people who come here also have an exit strategy.
Well, we're not most people.
It seems unlikely that home is going to be any less dangerous than here.
Well, then you must come from a very dangerous home.
It is on the brink of war.
Well, that does sound bad. I suppose the next thing I would ask is if you have secured lodging.
Nah. One of the guards said we could maybe bunk up in your place.
Bunk up with me
Is it bigger back there?
in here. And the head does the hand stay forward, but the head just sort of rolls backwards like this to look behind him. And he says, "But you are very large. Strangely large. Did you organize your group based on height?"
No, but we can, and then we all stand in a line.
Very good. And he starts to clap his hands like this. Order is very important.
I agree.
I like this guy. He speaks my language.
Yes.
Also confusing face. It's good. It's good to have a confusing face. It keeps everyone on their toes. Where were we?
Sigil.
You do not have tents.
Lodging.
If you are willing to stand and sleep leaning against a wall, I would be happy to allow you to stay here. However,
Fine.
my hands, and he gestures, are very grabby.
Do you know of a place we could get lodging where we could lay down?
Laying down. What an interesting proposition. Can a sphere lay down? Could I lay down? And then he tilts on his side. He's like, am I laying down now? And his eye just like rolls to follow with him. I don't think I have a side. This is interesting. What were we talking about?
Lodging.
Oh yes, I am set up beside an inn. And he gestures over to the right. I have no reason to go there, nor an ability to do so. But I suppose if you want to lay horizontally upon some sort of soft surface, they may be able to provide that for you.
You suspect they would have a place for a person, a bird, 3 apes, and a pile of money.
I guess. Yes.
Am I the pile
Excellent.
of money?
Yes.
Very well.
Let us go to the inn.
Oh, third question. Have you secured employment?
No.
Since you have spoken to me for almost 182 seconds, I think that we are now friends. And I will offer you work.
Great.
Excellent.
Do you want it?
Yes.
Is it legal?
I don't know. I try to stay on the good side of the harmonium.
I care because those cops are
I
like on our ass.
Open to it. May I ask what the work is?
I, for the first time in my entire existence, have a business meeting.
Congratulations.
And as you may or may not have noticed, I am unable to move anymore.
Do you need us to carry you?
I want to do it with dignity, but yes.
I look around at us. Are,
Something approximating dignity would be nice.
I see.
I suppose we could carry you in a litter of some sort.
In a which?
Like a litter, like a carried thing that someone
I
sits in and carry on your shoulders.
Do not need to be carried like royalty. Just like this would probably be alright.
I got this sack we can put you in.
I would prefer no sack, please. No sack. I
When-
refuse to return to the sack.
When? When is this meeting?
Saddest thing ever.
Oh, the meeting is later today.
How much are you gonna pay us for this? Is that
Oh,
it?
I don't know what I'll find something. Do you really, and now he gets a little snotty now that he has friends. And he's gonna be rude to you. He says, do you think you have any better options coming up?
The sphere is right.
The sphere is Pip.
Yes.
So Ricky like goes close to say this, and he's like,
Doing the one eye bird thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now we may not have traveled here the usual way. The rat seemed to think that you could help us out with getting home or something.
I am certainly not prepared or interested, frankly, to be able to help you get home. Like I said, my fine motor movement, as far as it pertains to legs, is next to nil. I would say nil. It's nil. I can't move.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
There isn't. I played a trick on you. I knew that I had no legs.
You got me.
That is a joke. I learned that one. Well, I invented that one at night. I don't sleep, but the lights go out, and I just sit here. The scribes do all the work. I don't know what my point is. So, will you take me somewhere
Yes.
for money and or goods?
Can you
And
give us
or
a tour as we
services.
take you?
I have never seen anywhere else,
Then no.
but I can describe things in a very technical manner to you.
Acceptable.
Okay. Then we have a deal.
Yes, we will secure lodgings and then meet you back here.
Sounds good.
I reach out my hand to shake.
Yeah, he's got a little gripper claw, but it comes out and...
Yep.
And you do the same thing as you do.
I also have those weird little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle hands. So.
A bunch of lenses come down. Where is Anansi? You haven't said much, and that's fine. But where have you been? Kind of in the back somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So a bunch of lenses come down as though he's like trying to magnify you in the background, and he says, "Sour elf,
Yes,
are you also lost?"
obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be hanging out with this ragtag group of
He called
tin
us
men
ragtag.
and cow people.
New name?
Yeah.
You can
So-
just say people.
So these are not your friends?
Oh, I've only met these people an hour or so ago.
Well, I have been conversing with them for nearly 3.83 minutes, and I find them to be quite adequate friends. So, maybe you should enjoy what you have, like legs and friends. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I've been enjoying my legs very much so far.
Well, Good.
Sometimes he has 8 of them.
That's unusual.
Yeah, he does pretty cool tricks.
You establish some lodging for yourselves, some soft horizontal beds, and I will continue to wonder if I, in fact, could lie down. And I'll be here. Because I can only be here.
You do that.
Let us know what you conclude.
I will.
All right, let's go get some lodging.
Yeah.
I guess.
So we'll take a little breather break here, I think. Yeah, we'll take a break and then do bathroom breaks and stuff like that. And we are back.
Woo!
Yay!
We all shifted around and walked and stretched our knees. Stretched our knees? That's not what you do. Anyway, we did it.
That's called hyperextension, and it's bad for you.
Today is all about doing the impossible, apparently, so that's good. All right, where we left off, you had just communicated with a strange metal eyeball. Well, it was an eyeball in a metal casing that definitely had no legs, named Pip. And he, in a backhanded sort of way, offered you work in, I guess, just touting him about town to do his chores, which he probably hasn't done in a very long time.
I'm pretty sure he hired a posse.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I'm going through my my bag right now. All right, so you're heading to the inn. That's not what I wanted, but I guess that's what I'm going to use. So you're heading to the inn next door. It's called the Bard's Pants. And it is indeed, there's like an imp filling, there's a bard weeping, his pants are being pulled back, and an imp is like filling it up with some kind of liquid that's bubbling and hissing. And he's like that, because his pants are
That's
both
the
ruined
sign.
and maybe he's melting. You're
On
not
the
sure.
sign, I assume? This is not on stage or something?
Hmm?
Is this on the
No,
sign? Not so odd.
That's
like-
hanging on the sign. That's hanging on the
Show.
sign of the Bard's Pants, yeah.
Okay, good. We didn't just like walk in on someone being tortured by the
Oh,
world.
no, wrong place.
Oh, yikes.
He meant his other right. No. Yeah, so you should have noticed it, but you were so focused on finding Pip that... but yeah, there's a...
We're not a very observant group.
No, apparently not. And so, yeah. Are you all heading in? What's the plan?
Yeah, let's do it.
In the end.
And they end.
All right, so there's a curtain, and you push it aside, and you go in, and...
Wrong gesture.
Somebody needs to oil that curtain.
Oil the
It
curtain.
was a really dumb joke, and I liked it so much.
Sure, this'll do. Weird free music. So...
The inn sounds like a circus.
Yeah, so as you go in, this place is in... It's very hot, which you can all relate to, and it's clearly on the other side of this building, and like on the street behind it is a forge. It's got forges on at least 2 sides. There may be a forge upstairs, which doesn't seem safe. But as you go in, everything is extremely hot, and there is just maniacal laughter in all corners of this bar. Imps are in fact the wait staff here. And have you guys ever watched Follow That Bird? The Sesame Street movie where Big Bird gets lost?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And so you don't know, there's the
That sounds
Grouch,
good.
there's the Grouch Diner. It's the diner for grouches. Anyway, okay, this is either because I'm too old or you guys just don't know what I'm talking about, but anyway, this place is a bit of a zoo. And there are a lot of devilish and demonic looking people hanging around here. There's a couple of there's a couple of harmonium guards sitting in a booth in the corner, and they're trying to do paperwork, and imps are coming down and just turning pages around or flipping their pen backwards and that kind of stuff. But they're kind of just shrugging it off and pushing the imps off to the side. There's Barkeep. He's a pretty large red dragonborn behind the bar.
Is he large and walking? With a tuba behind him?
We're working on this. Okay, so no, he's big. He's kind of poorly looking for a dragonborn. He's serving drinks. He's tossing them down the bar to different people. Yeah. You guys are just standing in the doorway. What's your plan?
I'll saunter on up to the bar. Saunter is not the right word. I will lumber on up to the bar.
Ricky
That
Saunders.
seems more accurately. We'd been told we might be able to get rooms here. Dragon person?
Oh, yes. We have rooms here. You need 6 different rooms, or are we all bunking together? Party time?
It would be more economical.
What are your prices like?
Our prices. Well, usually we accept cash, but if you have something else to offer, you know.
I'll play.
Oh, a musician.
I'll play.
I don't know if bards go over so well the bard's pants.
I'm a pretty cool bard. And I just like gesture to my bagpipes. And I've got this like punk rock look going on, so like not your typical bard.
We're just going to jazz now.
That's not what I play.
Well, it's potential. It's potential. I suggest you get at least 2 rooms. Otherwise, you'll be, standing and sleeping. And you may as well just, stay with Pip then. Did you guys meet Pip on your way in?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
He wants to be a customer here, but, well, he can't.
Why not?
Pip doesn't have legs.
He
Can be carried here.
doesn't have lower mobility. Is that a thing? I don't know.
Yes. Would
Good.
you like me to kill these demons?
Which demons?
All of the ones around here. The little ones.
No, they're my employees.
Oh,
I prefer you not kill them.
very well.
Do I need to call over the harmonium?
For help with killing?
No, he's just kidding. He's a real trickster, this guy.
Yes, he
No.
looks
Real trickster.
like a man who can really tell a joke.
Yeah. You,
So is that 2 rooms then?
yeah.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Let's see. Put some coin on the table and we'll figure out exactly what it's worth.
How many nights would I be able to stay here for? I'll hold up a steel piece.
He takes it and he looks at it and he says, "You are offering me what looks like a chunk of some armor? I can't accept this. Does anyone have
No.
gold or silver?
Yes.
We could.
The universal?
We could bunk up. I could be okay with that.
I don't ask any questions about what happens in the rooms.
What happens in the rooms?
I don't ask questions about it.
I'm asking the question.
I don't know because I've
You
never
didn't
asked.
ask it. Yes. I realize now my error. Very well. How many of gold coins do you need?
Well, it depends on how many nights you're planning on staying.
Plus playing.
Yes, we'll see about
that.
You have to do a dry run first.
Oh, we can do that.
As if-
We can do that.
If no one sets you on fire, then I'll pay you for a second set, but I think you're going to get set on fire.
Well, I've never been set on fire before,
Oh, well, it's the first
but
time
I
ever.
have lit the room up.
Yeah.
You're just going to play an instrument, not tell jokes, right?
I am a musician, yes.
Okay, well then maybe. How obnoxious is your instrument?
The most obnoxiously awesome.
He lights up and an imp comes over and is like, really obnoxious? Or really, really obnoxious?
I would like to do a demonstration.
Is it as obnoxious as this? And he points his butt towards you and goes,
I take my pipes, inflate the bag, and basically do that back, just
like-
with the pipe.
like 10 times the octave.
Yeah.
Wow! I could never do that, even with 3 buttholes. And he goes, grabs a drink off the counter, and I don't know, imps are weird. And he goes and he flies off into the corner and drops off.
that
He's
mean he's
kind of
got
weird.
3?
Huh?
Does it mean he's got 3 or he wants 3?
He looks at you and shrugs and winks. Yeah. So, let's settle the nights first, and then, are you here for 1 night, 2 nights? It looks like you're stuck here. I can tell. I've seen people who are stuck here, so
How long
I'll give you a deal.
People who are stuck here usually
Deals.
stay stuck.
Deals
here.
are great.
Well, I mean, how
On
much attention have you gotten?
Very little.
Is anyone important aware of you?
No.
Is garbage rat important?
Is pardon me who?
Garbage rat.
If you
best
spoke,
friend.
if you spoke to, if you spoke to a rat in the garbage, and that's the only person you spoke to, then I think you're probably
He
fine.
was a very large rat.
Oh, well, no one really is interested in believing them anyway. Those large rats. So
Unusual size.
I'm asking because if you think you're going to be dead in 3 days, then maybe only pay for 2 nights. You know?
We don't die.
Oh,
We are.
you don't die.
Theoretically, I can live forever.
We are the best.
All right. Well, how about we do 2 nights and we'll go from there?
Deal.
So for the finger guns from the elf in the back.
Yeah.
Good. Well, then I'd say, no problem. We could do that for 5 gold for all 6 of you. 2 bedrooms for 2 nights.
Plus a discount for playing.
I will return you some money if you are not set on fire.
Can you make sure I'm not set on fire, please?
I still don't understand how much gold is worth here.
All right.
How many?
So,
Do you have 5 individual gold coins between
Yes.
you? And place them on the counter. Are you like fresh off the cosmic turnip truck or something? I don't understand exactly. You don't know how money works? Is that
All
what
right,
I heard
I
the
just pull
cowman
out.
say?
I just pull out 5 coins and I set them.
5 gold
5
coins?
gold coins. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've paid for 2 nights in an inn. Congratulations. He scoops it away and he's like, puts it into the thing behind the bar.
you should have let the rich guy do it.
Here you go. Room 3 and 4, and he passes the
Everybody get our
keys
money
across.
back.
True.
Just up the stairs. The room 3 is the room with the 3 on the door. I don't know how simple I have to make things for you, but I'll make it as simple as I can because you just paid me money. So you're lost here, you're stuck here, and now you have to stay here.
We never said we were lost.
Oh, I can tell.
I mean, I know exactly where in the city we came here from.
Okay, well that's a good start, I suppose. Anyway, do you want a drink or food?
No.
Do you eat?
No.
How long have we been in the city for at this point?
It's a couple hours. 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I suppose that would be good. Of course, you won't accept my currency, so.
Well, I mean, I'll give you 1 meal a day with the room.
Great.
And a
You-
drink.
No.
And
Extras for the drinks.
how much for a drink?
A silver piece.
What do you guys drink here?
What do you want?
Like,
What do you mean, what do we guys drink here?
I mean,
We've got beer,
okay,
we've got whiskey,
okay,
we have soul rocks,
okay.
and we have wine. The standard in this type of establishment. What are you interested in?
Nothing.
A world I once visited offered me a stein of wine. Could I have a stein of wine?
A wine stein. Well, obviously you'd have to pay to have it filled up, but sure.
I will take a wine stein.
A stein of
A
wine?
stein of wine.
Fine. It's first time for everything, and he grabs a big stein and dumps an entire bottle of wine into it. This will be a gold, unfortunately.
I just give another gold.
Yeah.
What's a soul rock?
If you don't know, I'm not
someone
sure
to
that you
know.
should try one, but I'll show you. And he
Do it.
opens up. It's kind of like on the counter, like in how they keep the old pickled eggs, but
Yes.
there's all these kind of black rocks with these kind of glowing white cores, and he reaches in and he puts one out onto the table.
Oh, I dare ya.
Am I right in assuming that the soul in Soul Rock isn't metaphorical?
And it's not feet either, like the sole of your feet.
Gotcha.
I don't have
These are the
those.
jokes. You don't. I suppose you wouldn't. Hoofed one. Well, I don't know. You'll have to try, I suppose. It's more. The imps are more fond of the soul stones, but you're welcome to try it.
If there's a person in there, a soul, I don't want to eat a soul.
So you just set it
I
on
think
the.
you'd be worse.
Yeah.
I think.
And it's kind of like it's a black rock, and in the center it's got like dry ice, kind of glowing white dry ice effect.
Or you could just share my stein of wine. It's the most punk rock.
So I'm-
Look, I can tell that you don't have the cojones to try this out.
Excuse me.
It's fine, I understand. Not everyone can...
Nah.
As this is occurring, I would like to use Divine Sense. Because apparently I can detect the presence of any consecrated or desecrated place or object.
Oh,
Okay.
And
the whole place glows.
just curious.
And your definition of desecrated would be?
Like
Well,
unholy magic.
yeah, unholy magic. Something bad if there's a demon soul in that thing.
Yeah, the whole pickle jar lights up.
Ricky's got the thing in
But
his hand.
it's less that, yeah, and you're like...
Do it!
I have to advise against this course of action.
It's like
Oh,
eating the
shut up,
worm.
metal man!
Very well. Deal with the consequences.
So, as you bring it to your beak, the smoke sort of like goes into your mouth and into your nostrils, and your pupils like expand like huge and they fill up your whole eye, and it feels real good. You can't explain the exact feeling, but yeah, it's like you've got an extra person's worth of energy.
Oh, creepy.
But I mean, it feels real good, and it hit way quicker than a beer does. What's
And
every-
like, does his eyes stay huge?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Ricky, you're so fucked!
does that like thing where birds on the ground?
What's everyone else doing?
Eating food.
Yeah, so they bring over some kind of bland meat that has been over spiced with really hot spices.
Excellent.
So it's not, the meat isn't bland, the meat is plain, and then it's just like super hot, like super spicy hot.
Excellent.
Yeah. Is anyone else getting drinks or anything, or doing anything else around the bar?
I'm gonna hobgoblin up to the bar.
Right?
That's the thing. And sit down with the dragonborn, or try and get the dragonborn's attention that we've been talking to.
Yeah, he comes over to you and leans up on the bar. You seem to fit more in here. My voice just changed, and I apologize for that. You seem to fit more in here than your friends.
They're new around town and new to my life as much to yours. I'm Pog, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
And you are?
Ganges.
Ganges.
Yeah.
Ganges, ganges.
No.
Like it. Ganges, it's a pleasure. I'll have two soul stones.
They're real great.
Great.
Sure.
And as he's sort of fishing those out of the soul stone jar.
Sure.
Pickle
That's
jar.
a suitable name for a jar filled with soul
Soul stone
He's
jar.
fishing them out, yeah.
Just again, just sort of mention to Ganges, you know, I'm actually pretty new. This is one of my first trips through here, and I definitely haven't been down to lower town here. Just wondering if there's anything that you'd recommend for a first timer in the area to check out that's interesting on a pass through.
Well, I'm obliged to say that the Bard's Pants is the best place in town.
Oh, absolutely.
Most of this place is just, things being made. Certainly, if you want a simple suit of armor or a repair done to a weapon, this is a good place. But don't expect anything fancy.
Yeah, it's
Lower Town supplies the rest of Sigil with all of its basic needs, like the harmonium, armor for the harmonium, or knives and spoons and forks for people who seem to find need for those.
And I've already introduced them to Pip across the way, but a couple of them it's
Pip, yes.
Yeah, Pip, right?
Right. What a card.
Pip.
Yes.
Am I right?
He did that.
He
didn't
does that all the time.
Oh,
Pip.
man. It's just like a repeating joke. Yeah.
Yeah. Geez, speaking
Is it
of
funny,
dogs,
though? Yes, I think it is.
It's
So-
something. But I just, we only have a night or so here, and I'm just trying to think of some of the sites maybe around Sigil that we
It's
should.
not so much a tourism town.
But if you were taking your one friend through once, what would you show them?
Well,
I'm trying to debate it in my mind what to show them.
I'd find, between you and me and the picket fence, I'd find a gate to maybe Elysium.
Oh, that's a good. I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at.
Lay down in the grass, drink some holy cider, and just forget your worries for a little while.
And where the nearest gate? I don't even remember where that is nowadays.
Well, I mean, I don't have one in my back pocket.
No,
You know,
clearly.
you could find a gate to the Outlands, head on up to one of the gate towns and hop into... I mean, you must know that. No one wanders around Sigil without knowing that.
Yeah, I don't know where the Outlands Gate Town is, of course.
What you need to get your hands on is a proper tour guide. And, you know, Pip might actually have one if you can help him out. You need a mimir. Do you know what that is? Of course you don't. Sitting here asking me stupid questions. It's kind of like a tour guide for your pocket. Or, well, it kind of floats around your head. But, you know, pocket-sized.
Yeah, like in my
that
home
might
world,
help.
we call it Siri. Got it.
Right, yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It's a gnome I know.
Right, smart gnomes. Yes, too smart for their own good. Elf, the back, do you need anything?
Can I have a glass of wine, please?
Sure.
Do you want some of my Weinstein?
That'll be fine. And can I get it in a clean glass, please?
Sure. And he grabs a glass, he spits into it, he scrubs it out, he puts it down in front of you. He grabs another bottle of the same wine, and it's like, the bottle looks like it's carved just right out of a green gemstone, but it's really rough, and he pours it into it, and there's an acidy smell, or like a vinegary smell coming off of it as he pours it in. And he pushes it over to you.
What does it smell like?
It smells like bad wine.
Like red wine vinegar?
Yeah, it's gone past the point of no return.
I'll take a sip out of it.
Make a constitution save.
So is Ricky just feeling drunk right now, or like?
It's a high of pretty epic proportions. You feel like you're having an out of body experience, except that also the body that you're out of is also having an out of body experience. So like there's one body and two of you came out of it somehow, and you're like, whoa.
Are his fingers tracing?
Yeah, there's some tracers. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And you hear make a wisdom, just a regular wisdom check. And what'd you get on?
12.
You managed to choke it down. It's not good.
Is there anywhere around here I could get something that doesn't taste quite so shitty?
Well, excuse you. He pulls the wine back, and he takes the cup and he pours it. That'll be 5 silver, please.
Give him 5 silver.
This is the best we've got around here, all right? Snotty elves don't need to come if they don't want to.
I won't.
9.
Yeah. You can. Whatever other thing is inside of your head right now is trying to say something to you, but you're not super interested in it because it just feels so damn cool. You're just like,
So good. Yeah, it's going like this.
yeah.
Well, I suggest we do that job we were hired to do.
Let's go!
All right. Going to check out your room.
Yeah,
check
am I
out your rooms?
tripping out too, or am I?
Oh, you took 2 and you breathed them.
I ate 1. I'm keeping 1.
Oh yeah, same idea.
Oh, sweet.
You don't really eat them. They just sort of.
Oh, Ricky ate his for sure.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Oh yeah, I
you
didn't
just
know
need to
better.
bring it close to your face, and it just sort of like goes in right up your nose and then down your throat.
Delightful.
And yeah, your pupils go like this, and it's like nothing you've ever felt. You feel like you have the strength of literally 2 people, and yourself and one other person. And
Let's call him
yeah,
Jim.
yeah. And give me a wisdom check, please.
Okay. Natural 20.
No.
That
Are
die
you
is
serious?
loaded.
This dice is now the best dice ever. It goes up on the can of gloriness.
Wow.
It's pretty cool looking.
The
from
Tower
here.
of Power.
Yeah, it's a tower of power.
So you soaked it in Fruitopia. That's
That's what it is. I just on the
Not a sponsor.
on the one.
Yeah, sorry. Turn that thing around, man. We're gonna get sued.
Brought to you by the deck of minis.
That's better.
Beverage
Oh,
drink.
no.
Oh, sorry.
That would have been a cool reveal.
Right. Ta-da.
Yeah,
Oh.
so the high immediately goes to the background as there is a screaming, pleading voice in your head.
This isn't pleasant.
No, and it's saying, how could you let him do this? How could you just consume me like that? I'm a being. I used to be somebody.
Oh no. Ricky's like, isn't this the best?
I'm really upset now.
You want some wine?
This is terrible.
What do you mean? This is the best.
Somebody wants out of my head.
Well, let him out.
And I'm just gonna sit in the corner for a second going,
It takes a couple minutes and it wears off both of you, and then you immediately, Ricky, you feel like all the energy's been taken out of you for a little bit. And you, Pog, are just like very keen on never doing that again, I think.
well, it's awkward for the second one I have for later.
Yeah.
We'll
Just feed it to
that's a
me.
keeper.
A keeper, yeah.
We'll keep it for later.
Oh, and after you drain them, they crumble to, the shell crumbles to dust, so.
I think I ate someone.
Outward, onward.
I bring my wine stein with me because it's a stein of
Wait,
wine.
just bring it back, I guess.
Oh, I'll bring it back.
Alright, so you guys head back outside and you head to, you're heading back to Pip's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He's still there, cranked up, and
Great.
cranked up.
Cranked
Well,
up.
yeah, he's lifted up. He has a book that he is like, just like on almost on a rhythm you can hear, turning the page. Oh, hello. You actually came back. That is not something that occurs very often.
You needed to go somewhere.
Yes, I did. I do. And did you know that I am incapable of mobility?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had gleaned as much.
Well, good. Who's going to, do it?
Do the deed.
Please define it.
Transport me.
I will.
Okay.
I'll pick him up.
Okay. It's very easy. It's like you feel like you could crush him if you wanted to.
I could crush you if I wanted. I will not, of course.
Right. I'm glad that you do not want to crush me. That is much appreciated. His arms kind of are like folded in front of him like this. And you're holding him like again
I'm
like
holding him
that.
like this. I'm just giving him like a little. He wants to look around.
How big around is he? He's like a meter, like.
Oh, he's like this.
Okay.
It's a beach ball.
Okay.
I spike him.
Does the eye blink?
Huh?
Does the eye blink?
No.
Ooh.
Just like one giant eye that's always looking around. So, my business meeting is actually with two of my most prestigious clients. They wanted to all meet at the same time. They said they had something very important to talk to me about, and I cannot wait to find out what it is.
Does anybody else think that sounds bad?
Yeah, I kind of think of that too.
Pip says, wait. Should I perhaps, and he kind of tries to look back in the direction. Yeah. Should I maybe put up something to keep people, I've never actually been out this far, and he starts to kind of panic, and
Oh no.
part of some of them start to rattle a little bit, and he's like, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I could be back in the,
No, it's all right. We'll
all of my belongings, my few belongings, all my extra arms. They're just out in the open for anyone to grab. Anyone could take my arms.
Is there any like spare wood around or steel?
Spare wood. Spare wood.
That we could like prop up against the thing.
I think it seems. I forgot my voice. It seems to me that if anybody wanted to take your arms while you were in the shop, there's nothing you could do to stop them, correct?
Yes, please don't rub it in.
But nobody ever has.
No, they're mostly useless.
Then nobody would, even if you weren't there.
Your logic is satisfying. I'm fine now. I apologize for my outburst, my chaotic outburst.
Extra security. I'll take one of my javelins and put it in one of the hands of the arms. There.
The arm just like
Oh, jeez.
just like jabbing it in random directions. That will work, I think. No one. That's right at face level. No one will come near this. All right, onward. Ooh, sorry, that was awful. That way. He's not like that. So yeah, he starts marching you further into the lower ward. You get away from sort of the more like heated smithy area and more into what appears to be like a warehouse kind of district. He takes you, down an alley, gestures down kind of an alley, and there's a big double door there, and he said, I'm supposed to meet them here.
So what are their names?
Oh, they didn't. They're just representatives of a couple of the factions that I have done things with, and I imagine they are interested in giving me great thanks for all of the hard work I've been doing.
They've never wanted to meet you before?
No, they've usually sent someone to my my humble abode, and they will, send someone with an order sheet. But I think there's might even be a party. I have heard that parties happen where I am not.
That seems less implausible than other things that have happened lately.
Less implausible.
It sounds sketchy.
Yeah, we know
I got the
sketchy.
same.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take my great club and just hold it.
No, these are acquaintances of mine, I assure you. They
I'm
have no
just
interest in
saying.
harming me. As the Horned One said, if they were interested in hurting me, they could do it very easily because I am harmless.
Is there anything I can hide behind?
Yeah, this alley is filled with, it seems like it's got a bunch of crates and things that have not been put into the warehouse or whatever. Like, there's lots of places that, generally this area of Sigil is very cluttered with just stuff.
Okay. So I'm gonna sort of step back and sort of hide behind
Okay,
something.
give me a stealth roll. What's everyone else doing?
Yeah, so I'm going to shift to the back of the group. Not anything crazy, but just sort of at the back of where everyone is.
A natural?
Not natural.
Oh, okay.
Unnatural 20.
Cool.
Do you want to use my die?
Would I know that you were like hiding?
Yeah, you know Ricky.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna also just kind of not hide with you, but step in a way that would kind of also block you.
Okay. I wasn't trying to hide from that. Like I wasn't trying to
Right.
hide it from them.
You're like, I'm gonna hide, and then you went and hid. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I would be like kind of standing
just lean
in
in
a way
front.
that was just like, yeah, I got you.
Had you said they were expecting you through those doors? Inside?
They didn't specify, but I assumed we would meet indoors.
That is generally how meetings in buildings happen.
Oh.
I'll hold Pip up to the door. Please knock.
Should you take the javelin out of his hand first?
No, I left that in one of his hands.
Okay.
That was to protect the stand.
Oh,
God.
I am sorry, but I admit this is the first door I have encountered. What am I supposed to do?
I'll just knock his head against the door.
Oh, okay.
You just make noise.
All right. Noise made.
Time to wait.
There's waiting time, and then you hear a voice say, "Come in."
Oh, this is bad.
Let's enter.
I concur.
My hands are full of Pip. Pip, can you open the door?
I'll open the door. Pip doesn't seem to have developed
Can I check for
motor
traps?
skills.
Considering that's all.
Traps on the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
You come out of hiding.
Just like,
Wait. Sure.
I have a skill.
Sure. I can wait.
What do I do for that? I've never checked for traps before.
That was a DM question.
Hmm?
What do I do for that? I've never checked for traps before.
Oh, I will need a thieves tool roll.
Oh shit. Okay, I've got per expertise in it.
Mhm.
So +4. Thank you. 'Cause it's
It's one of your expertise.
Yeah.
So you double your proficiency bonus, and you get your dexterity bonus. So it's 4 plus whatever your dexterity bonus is.
7 for you in total.
Seriously?
Oh, that's a good thing you got that.
I should have.
fiction is
What,
good.
what's your? It should be
Yeah.
an investigation check first. So what is your? What add investigation to your?
To that roll?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, you're not sure that this has even got a lock on it at all.
Okay. Alright, carry on.
The door creaks open, and there's a bunch of.
A door, not a curtain.
There's 7 or 8 figures in here that are all, they've all arranged a bunch of boxes and sitting around a fire that they've lit inside of inside of an old can, an old
Okay.
an old container.
Steam cans.
Yeah.
And they're all gathered around.
Yeah. And as soon as you push the door open, Pip is like, "Greetings! I am here for my first ever and probably best business meeting." And they turn and they all kind of look, and you can hear them being like, "Oh, there he is. He's here."
I'm standing like behind the wall.
What is everyone else doing as these doors swing open? You're just standing there with Pip out, okay?
Holding your pip out.
Yeah, standing with my Pip.
Waving your Pip around.
I'm still at the back, so I'm not sure if by being at the back means I'm just one step outside the door, or if
You tell me where.
Wherever I want to be at the back end of the group, so wherever the group.
Yeah,
ends
okay.
up.
So you can
So you're at the door because you.
As far as I'm concerned, only Pip has kind of been pushed into the room, and everyone is sort of.
Well, I'll follow in behind him as well.
All right.
Yeah.
To make another Sesame Street reference, you're like the guy that carries Oscar around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sully? I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right behind.
Okay.
I am near Ricky, but like looking into
Kind of like.
the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm just standing behind the wall, like listening, waiting.
So, two prominent figures step forward, and they start addressing Pip. One is dressed very ornately, like in like amazingly layered and textured clothing that of the finest quality, and the other one looks like their outfit has been hacked together by just ripping small strips off of other people's outfits and stitching them all together. That one's hunched over and he's kind of rubbing his hands like this, and he's looking at them. The other one, the more ornately dressed person, is a woman standing very tall and very proud, like impeccable, well, kind of overdone makeup, I guess, for most, but like just really ornate looks. And she says, Pip, you have disappointed us for the last time, Pip.
This sounds bad.
No, disappointment is something that means I can only go up from here. Pip
That's
says.
a good attitude, Pip.
I try and have one. I try. I'm sorry, friend, but I don't understand your problem. And she steps forward and says, Pip, the quality of the paper you used last time was simply atrocious, Pip. We can't hand out pamphlets. We can't hand out sensate pamphlets if they don't feel amazing, Pip. This is the third time you've used rubbish paper, Pip, and we can't have it anymore, Pip. We just can't have it. And then the other person says, yeah, and ours was too easy to read. Which immediately is confusing to you. And they all are reaching kind of for weaponry. They're sort of reaching for weaponry, but not like. And then the ornately dressed woman says, Pip, you brought a bunch of friends, I see. You don't trust us? And he's like, friends? You think they might be my friends? That's excellent. Today is just getting better. Well, I guess Pip, that they'll have to go down with the ship, I suppose. But you've wronged us for the very last time. Pip.
Okay, and so I scream, there's gonna be a rumble! And I run at the ornate lady with my great club.
All right. Roll for initiative.
As smooth jazz continues.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and fix this.
Oh no!
Did you roll a what?
Well, I rolled a 2, which means I got a 1.
Oh no.
It's who's going last.
Let's do this fight
It's
smooth.
the Minotaur.
Oh, I got a 1!
Ricky trips and hurts his leg.
What are you looking for?
My initiative.
Just your dexterity. You can
No, I know, but there's usually like a box for it. I have a different sheet than you guys.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh,
Nothing.
0. Yeah, never mind.
That's alright, I just wrote on your paper.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
nothing.
So we'll just start from Theseus and go around. Theseus, what'd you roll?
1.
A natural one?
No.
Okay.
He's not that foolish.
Yeah, what dork would do that?
Who would ever do that?
Sorry, Pog.
18.
Jeez.
All right.
Pug's on it.
That die.
17.
You're on it too, not quite as
Not
on
quite
it,
as on it.
even though you ran into her.
I'm so real excited by the roll. Yeah.
I rolled a 1, but I have a +3.
Okay, so that's technically a 4. It's still not great.
15.
No middle ground for you guys, huh?
all we have.
Anante.
Should I roll with disadvantage because I'm holding Pip?
Yeah.
Okay.
No advantage because you're holding Pip.
Yeah.
All right. So I went from a 14 to a 5.
Okay. And I'll let you know that I'll have you know that you chose that.
Yes, I did.
Let the record stand.
But you can also use Pip as a weapon.
Yes, I can.
1 second, I need an extra stat card here.
I would do it.
Sure is convenient. You have these cards with all the enemy stats on.
You know? It is.
Hey Jordan, where did you get those cards from?
Available for pre-order now at thedecamenu.com. Shipping soon. Thanks, everybody. All right. Oh my god, I suck at rolling dice.
Good. So do we. That rolls high five. Ah.
So far away.
Yeah.
So far.
Oh. Very warm in here.
It's
Yeah.
I feel like we've got fans.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a sweater next time.
No.
That's a bad idea.
Bad choice. It's a poor life choice.
What are you thinking?
What do you mean?
Are you into this fight?
He's on Buckley's.
Yeah. I'm pretty zoned out.
Buckleyed up.
I wasn't planning on fighting, I was planning on talking, but we can, if someone's gonna run at
Sorry.
these people with a hammer, then we
No,
can also...
sorry.
Being in initiative doesn't necessarily mean being in a fight.
well...
I mean,
It depends what the people before you in initiative order do.
Well, no,
I'm
you
pretty
can
sure
always
the person
talk.
swinging a hammer rolled higher initiative than me, so...
You can always talk if you want to.
You can't
It's always an
talk
option.
if you want to, but you can't talk.
All right, first up is Pog.
All right, so I was outside, sort of stepped just at
Yep.
the back end. On the way in, I know that we've been seeing some of the Harmonium Guard scattered throughout the city. Were there any on the way or in close proximity to where we ended up? Whoa! I mean, were there any near us? I just had to get into it.
That got intense.
Yeah. It's the
No.
most intense question we
No,
got.
you didn't see a ton of Harmonium around on the way. Less and less as you got to this district.
Okay, so I sort of an idea. I don't know if the music's changing my mind on it, though, or I feel now I have to be uber aggressive.
I'd like to murder everyone. Yeah.
All of a sudden, rage fills my eye. No. So I think if I'm stepped at the back of the door, I just want to take one side step to the side of the door so I'm out of view of everyone. I'm going to cast Disguise Self. And I'm going to put on, look to try and imitate what that tiefling looked like with the horn and the Harmonium Guard outfit.
Sure.
And try and replicate it in my mind as best as I can. And look sort of like a male tiefling, 6'5".
Sure. It's easy enough. You spent long enough conversing with them.
Yeah. So, and then I'm going to step back in. So sort of my action will be to cast Disguise Self. And then I guess I see sort of what looks to be a brewing fight. And I'm going to try and bellow out as much as I can bellow out. Stop this now!
Okay. In guise of the Harmonium
Yeah.
Guard. Okay. Perfect. Nika, you're up.
Well, I'm hitting
Yeah.
the person with
So
my great club.
There are two. There's the fancy dressed person and the squirrely looking person. They're standing side by side. And then there are 7 kind of more thugs. 3 of them are dressed in more like kind of outfits, and then 4 of them are more like the scrappy.
Yeah, I'm going for the fancy person.
Fancy person. Got it.
All right. What have I done? Oh, that's
Ricky's
not
face
terrible.
palming behind
18.
18. That hits.
Excellent. Oh, that's terrible. So that is 4.
A 4
damage.
And this is from your Great Club?
For my Great Club.
Okay. Yeah, as you approach the fancily dressed woman, she kind of just like looks down her nose at you as you get close. And just as you're about to hit her, she kind of like closes her eyes and goes like this, and you actually slam it right into her. And there's sort of just like a weird grin on her face as the whole time it happens. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Ananse, you're up. Sorry, Nika, anything else? Bonus action?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Spider-Man. So now we're getting sued. I just didn't even think about
Way
that.
to go. Way to go.
I promise we'll get the music into less of a nonsense world.
This works fine as fight music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's a weird place.
Okay, well, I'm going to step over to the more ragged-looking one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to poison spray him in the face.
Okay. That's a Constitution save.
Yeah.
Look up before you're like, I want to talk. I'm like, no, poison face.
Well, as soon as I see some
A 12.
12, that means
And then, unfortunately, he just kind of like breathes it in and grins at you.
okay. Well, he still takes half. Wait. No, it doesn't take any.
No, with the cantrips they don't tend to take it.
Okay, and then I guess with my bonus.
Yeah, so he kind of takes the stink and he just like smears it all over himself. Poison. Yeah.
You're good. You're good. You're not good.
That's a wonderful question you don't know the answer to.
Is anyone else here good? You're good.
Here's a question. I don't know this. Can I move after I use?
You can move and act in any combination. You can split.
Because my wild shape is a bonus action. So
Yep.
like, can I use it and then move?
Yeah. So we're gonna say you used about 15 feet of your movement to get up to the person.
Okay.
Or what's the range on the poison spray?
10 feet.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll say you use 5 feet to get close enough, and now whatever the movement of the spider form has left, you have that left once you transform.
Okay. So I'll use a bonus action to turn to a spider.
All right. Did you want to describe it in a grotesque fashion?
Yeah, it's like not like a magical puff of smoke or anything. It's like a slow, painful, like body horror type of.
It's more akin to like a classic werewolf transformation kind of
Yeah,
thing.
like a slow, painful,
bones, like, snapping
like
and-
arms like
Yeah.
piercing out of the sides of the piercing out the
His
sides.
fingers
which is like
stretch longer and form his legs, and like
Yeah.
you can hear bones.
yeah, like it
breaking
sounds
and
violent
reforming,
and, like,
yeah.
painful.
So like wicked awesome. Yeah. Okay. So that's your
well,
bonus
yeah,
action.
it's not like a puff of smoke, but yeah. So and then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to try to climb up. At least get up one of the walls, if not onto the ceiling, if I
Okay.
can. 'Cause I have no.
How much movement do you have left as a spider?
So I used 5.
Yeah.
So I have 25.
A spider only moves 30 feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
yeah.
there's no penalty on.
You get about halfway up a wall,
Okay.
up right near the door. You kind of back up and get up the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe a third of the way up the wall around the doorway.
Yeah.
All right, that's an unsafe. Next up is the fancy dressed lady. She says, right to Nika, "Oh, such a crude weapon. I haven't felt anything like that before." And she
Perfect.
she is going to. She stamps her finely healed boot and casts Thunderwave. So I'll need you and what's the cube? Yeah, it looks like it's only going to be you that gets hit by that, and I will need a Constitution saving throw, please.
12.
That's just good enough. So you'll take half damage. 15 cut in half is 6 thunder damage. And you're not knocked back. However, you feel like a concussive blast hit you. And she looks a little upset that you didn't fall down. Okay, and now it's the scrubby-looking guy. So, he's got like a bunch of, he has like rows of daggers on him that are just look like they've been robbed from every different type of person that you can find. And they're just different handles, different shapes, different lengths, and they just are all kind of, he pushes his coat out of the way and they're all like strapped down. And he takes two and he chucks them up at the wall towards the Spider-Man. Sorry, spider person, non-denominational spider person.
The man spider.
The man spider on the wall.
Non-copyright infringement.
Man
That's right.
Spider. Man
Spider.
spider.
Does a 13 hit you?
Spider friend.
And does an 8 hit you?
Strangely, yes.
Couple daggers
What?
fly up and
Dagger.
boing into the wall, and he goes, God. Bastille, you're next.
Bastille will look within and find the burning power of the silver flame inside him.
Okay.
His eyes light up, and he casts Bless on both himself, Theseus, and Ricky the Rogue, as we are all within 30 feet, I imagine, and they have yet to act. So we all get a d4 added to any roll, like an attack roll or a saving throw, until the spell ends.
Nice.
And it lasts for a minute.
Like every roll we make for the next
Attacks
minute,
and
or-
saves.
Okay, every attack and save.
Cool. A movement or bonus action.
I will. Much
Presumably
like
you put
I'm
him
playing
under-
basketball, so I'm just moving Pip behind my back and moving back a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe I'll set him on the floor actually, if it's like relatively clear around me.
Yep. But he immediately starts to like roll,
That's
like
fine.
in random directions. He's
Maybe I'll like roll him into a corner.
this is new.
Kick him with your foot.
He has no combat capabilities whatsoever, so I'm gonna have him act on your turn.
Not damage.
And what he does is loll around even, pointlessly. All right, so holy dramatic music. And now kind of romantic. All right, so.
Suddenly I seduced
So you're at the door, disguised like harmonium guy. Two of the more or the three fancier dressed goons get behind the boxes they were sitting on and prop up heavy crossbows and start. They're kind of like judging the situation a little bit, and all three of them are going to fire rounds at the spider on the wall because it seems to make sense. 14 or 13.
14 hits.
Okay.
I can use that. The one.
And the third guy, 13. No. So one hit. That's 1d10.
Hashtag blessed.
Oh, it's just 10 damage. Or 8 damage, pardon me.
8 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a bunch of crossbow bolts join the daggers on the wall, except for one pierces the side of the spider, and you let out a spidery squeal.
Squeal.
Yeah.
Roar.
Pardon me, a roar.
Spider roar.
And then who else is in the room right now? You're there.
Ricky's like around.
Okay. Two bandits run out towards Theseus. Two like raggedy looking dudes. Probably neither of these hit, but an 18 or 9.
No.
Okay.
Clank off my
Clang,
armor.
yeah, they bounce off the armor.
Roar.
And the other two kind of keep close to the scraggly guy, and they form kind of a triangular protection thing around him. Okay, next up is Ricky.
Okay. 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 So there's 6 bandits people.
There are 7. There are 4 raggedy dudes and 3 fancy dudes.
Is there any sort of near the doorway that I can get to quickly?
No, they were all kind of in the middle-ish room.
Okay.
2 are engaged with Theseus to no avail. 3 of them are the fancy dressed ones are all hidden behind boxes or half cover kind of thing, firing up at the wall of the spider. And the other 2 have made sort of a defensive wall around the raggedy guy.
Okay. I'm going to use my short bow and guess I'll aim for the fancy lady.
Okay.
Don't forget to add a d4.
Oh! 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
No, roll
Roll
d4.
the d4.
Oh, wait, but.
You need a 4. Well, you don't know what you need.
But it's a 4.
4!
All right, so that hits. You fire, what is it, a hand crossbow or a light crossbow?
A short bow.
A short bow, all right. Roll your damage.
6 plus 3.
That's 9.
And.
Wait for it.
Oh, I don't get sneak attack, do I? Or do I?
Yeah, Nika's right beside it, so.
Right.
That flanking.
Plus 2. So I had 9, 10, 11.
All right, yeah, you managed to get sink pretty deep into the leather armor that this woman is wearing, the ornate leather armor that she's wearing. Yeah, that's a considerable amount of damage for one hit. That brings us to. Oh, did you want to move at all or anything else? Looking around, if you're looking for other places to kind of hide, there are some rafters and things that you can maybe get up to, but beyond that, it's a pretty big open room. In the back, there are larger crates that you can climb up. I don't know what you're looking for.
No, I'll stay there.
Okay, Theseus.
Is there anywhere moderately near me where like multiple of them are clustered together? So like I've got the 2 guys right in front of me. There's the 2 mooks and the fancy lady sort of clustered together. How far away are they?
There's the two guys and the unfancy dude.
Oh, unfancy
yeah,
dude.
and then the 3 fancy goons are all behind boxes. They seem to be a little smarter.
So they're pretty far away, I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just deal with the guys in front of me. Yeah, so Theseus, like, lightning will start to crack this, like, huge minotaur coated in metal armor. Lightning starts to crackle around his horns, and, like, gusts of wind come up out of nowhere. As my bonus action, I fly back 5 feet without provoking an attack of opportunity. Or opportunity attack. And then I will blast out a 15-foot cube of thunder.
Okay, and that hits both of them?
Yeah, so they have to make a con save of 12. I just start like, "Rawr!"
Nope.
Nope. So they both take, what's that, 6 damage and are pushed 10 feet away.
All right. Yeah. So bolts of lightning and thunderblast. They kind of like rip part of these guys' clothing to shred, and you can smell burnt flesh as they kind of cook inside of their clothes a little bit because like they got hit bad.
They're naked now?
Really naked.
Really?
No. But they're the sparks of lightning kind of burst out of them as they got hit, kind of ripped holes in their clothing.
Specifically over their nipples.
Nipples?
Yeah, their nipples exploded with the light.
Yeah.
Sorry, got a lot of guys to keep track of here. So you just did 6 damage each, right?
Yep, and
Okay.
push them back 10 feet.
Yeah, and so they get like pushed back, and their boots leave because the electrocution melted their clothing a little bit. They leave kind of like a rubber smear as they go back on the ground. Back to the top of the round, Pog.
So no one seemed to give a rat's ass about the Harmonian guard who was...
Make a deception check, I guess. We'll start your round with that. I should have had you do that before.
Not ideal.
Okay.
Not as deceptive as I would have preferred.
What's the result?
It's a strong 3.
Okay, yeah. No one was listening.
It was a strong 3. All right. So I will Pog.
Wait, shouldn't you get advantage on that on account of actually looking like a harmonium guard? Because magic?
Sure.
Reach back into the old.
I thought that thing only rolled 20s.
Well, that's what I thought, but now I'm a bit worried. It might go in the
Betrayed.
right. 19. 20.
Yeah, so heads start to look over towards where you are, and one of the goons that's hidden behind a box is like, it's fine. We're settling this our way. Oh my god, this was almost bad.
Avalanche.
This is within our rights. Faction settlement.
All right. So as that is coming from one of the gentle people.
Yeah, the nice looking people. Yeah.
The gentle person. I will respond, but keep walking up to where Pip is, and say, "That may be the key. That may be the case." Booming voice. That may be the case. But Pip is coming with me. And I'm going to reach down and pick up Pip, because I think you set him down on the ground.
I did indeed.
And I'm going to start walking very authoritatively towards the door with Pip.
Pip says, I don't think the meeting is over yet.
I'm continuing to walk
But my meeting.
towards the door. And I'm not sure how far I can get, if I can get out the door or not.
We'll say you from the doorway, you pick up Pip, you head back to the doorway. You're back in the doorway right
Okay.
now. With the metal bundle. Nika.
I guess I'm just gonna continue to wail on Fancy Lady.
Okay.
So I'm just coming around with my great club again, just like two-handed, full force, screaming probably total nonsense.
That sounds fair.
Because I'm really excited.
To finally hit stuff.
Yeah, that's terrible. That is 12.
You slam it down onto the ground, and she's like, oh, come on. I want to feel it again. Did you want to move or anything?
No.
Trying to out-creep Ananse.
No. I'm just gonna, like, flavor-wise, like, look her right in the eye. Just be like...
Yeah, she grins. Ananse, your turn.
Okay, so my question is how far across the room can I get across the ceiling?
What's your movement?
30
feet? You can get up the rest of the wall and sort of a third of the way into the room.
Okay.
Like, from above.
All right.
Sort of around where the fight is happening.
Okay. Do I use movement to drop down?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I can only move up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to aim. So is the guy who threw the daggers, he's by himself right now, or
He's got two guys in front of him.
got two guys in front? Okay, well I'm going to aim my web
At the
at him.
dagger guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Make that roll.
20.
That hits.
All right, so he's now restrained by webbing.
All right, so out of your butt comes some webbing,
Yeah.
and it shoots down and just coats him like right around. He's about to reach for another dagger, and it pins his arm to his chest like this. Yep, that sound exactly. And he spits out a curse. You're done moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. So, the finely clothed woman, okay, is anyone clumped together? No. Ricky's off to the side, everyone's kind of off to the side. Yeah, so unfortunately, Nika, you're the only person. She gestures just, like, beyond you, and, want to hear something magnificent, and she's going to cast Shatter. So I'll need you to make a Constitution save.
That's a natural 20.
What?
Whoa, so you take 3d8 cut in half thunder damage. 11, 15, 7 points.
Okay.
Nika's just like, yes, I do.
Yeah. No, now Nika has concerns.
Isn't it beautiful? Music to your ears. Next up is another one of my guys. It's the guy who's stuck in the web. What's he need to do to get out of the web?
DC 12 strength check.
Okay, strength. Strength, you can do this. I believe in him. Nope. He tries to get out, and he's trying to reach for the dagger so that he can cut his way through, and he fails. He
Other
actually
people
falls.
can also try to free him as well if they want
Okay, good to know. Next up is Bastille.
Who is closest to me?
Have you fully entered the room?
Oh yeah, I was
Okay.
here with.
Yeah, he was
with Heavy
first.
You have your choice, really, between the two people that are not doing anything to Theseus and the
We're
one
like
person who's
15
doing a
away.
lot.
All right, I'll go for the
Oh,
one
yeah.
person who's doing a lot. Fancy lady.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind the interference.
Help!
Very good. Excuse me. You like to experience new sensations, correct?
All the time.
A burning sensation followed by death. I will draw forth my warhammer,
Okay.
which is 2 warforged fists fused together,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will swing it at her. I got a 26.
Roll your damage.
Sure. I'm also going to burn a spell slot to use Divine Smite as I do so.
Bum bum bum.
We're level 2. It's important that we never said that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, in case anybody's being like, you
Yeah.
guys shouldn't. He shouldn't be able to turn into a giant spider.
17 points of damage.
Holy
Nice.
smokes.
Yes.
Very literally.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
All right. Yeah. So you swing down hard on her with the warhammer, and then divine light just starts sparking out of it and shooting all over the place. Yeah, and she has like this disturbed grin on her face as as the flames kind of like consume up her body and stuff like that. She's not gone. She's not looking good, but through like the charred clothing and things, she's just like, yes. I want the paper to feel like that, Pip. I don't know what that even means.
Yeah.
So the two guys that are, how do they try and cut him out of the stuff?
It's the web has an AC of 10 and an HP of 5.
All right, so they're gonna grab a couple of little daggers. Nope, scimitars they've got. Never mind. A couple of scimitars and try and slash them out. Yeah, okay, they both managed to hit. And how much?
It's about 5 HP.
Oh, okay, probably it's going to be gone, but 3 and 6, so 9. Yeah, so they both slice down the side of him, and the webbing comes off of him. And he gets his arms out. The other three, the 3 guys hidden behind the boxes are going to fire. We'll do 2 at Bastille, and 1 at the spider. A 6 does not hit the spider. And a 20
Hits.
and a 5 misses. Okay, I got 1 hit in. That's great. You take 9 points of damage.
Sweet.
The 2 that get blasted away from you, Theseus, realize that there's probably not much luck for them in this fight, so they start to bolt to the back, towards the back of the room. Next up is Ricky.
Alright, I'm gonna knock another arrow and go after Fancy Lady again.
Okay. So we are getting close to being at the chosen end time. Do we want to wrap up this battle and then end there?
That seems
If they go a little past 10:30, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as we finish.
6, 11. This one before. Should this roll at the same time? 4.
Yes.
So 15.
15 hits.
Again. Yes. Amazing.
It's almost like you are firing away from them on purpose, and then the arrow is just bending back to hit them.
Blessed.
With the blessing of a god.
Hashtag.
Yeah. 2d6.
I think that's the emoji, right? Yeah.
So
This is-
11.
This is against the fancy robed lady.
14, yeah.
14 damage.
Yeah.
Holy. How do you want to do this?
Nice.
Sorry.
Right through the
That's
neck.
copyright too, I think.
Right through the neck.
This.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, right through the neck?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, she's like, like smoke coming off of her, and she's just like this huge grin as right through her neck, and she sputters a bit of blood and falls to the ground.
I saved you.
I just turn around and do like
Wink, wink.
hands at you.
Don't forget to roll for
I saved you.
Oh, ammunition rolls.
Yep. So I'll get you to roll a d10.
2 d10s because I did 2.
We're just roll twice.
What about explaining our homebrew?
Yeah, so
rule
we're
for those
we're
that-
using a homebrew to keep track of ammunition. It's a little rule that I've discovered elsewhere, where every ranged weapon that has lots of ammunition usually has a supply die. So they all started with a D10, and every time they fire an arrow or fire a crossbow bolt, they roll the D10. If it's a 1 or 2, they bump down to the next die level below it, so they'll bump down to a D8, and then eventually they'll roll a 1 or 2 on that and bump down to a 6, and then a 4. And on a 4, if you roll a 1 or 2, you're out of ammunition. So they don't need to keep track of everything, but they do get to have some dramatic kind of effects if they are almost out of ammo. You may not want to fire your bow if you think it might be your last shot. So, what'd you get?
10.
10 on both.
Oh, yeah, first one. Yeah. 9.
Okay.
9 and 10.
The countdown has begun. Okay. Yep, you're not out of arrows yet. So that's Ricky Ticky Taffy. So Theseus.
Alright, the guys who ran away from me, are they also now close up with all the archers? Are all the mooks and the 15
No,
foot
these
square
guys
each other?
bolted at top speed.
To a different corner.
Yeah.
Alright, well in that case I'm not going to repeat that. Instead, Lightning is going to continue to cap between Theseus' horns. He's going to like pull it into his hand, form it into a ball, and lob a chromatic orb of lightning at the dude with all the knives.
Okay.
So that's a d20, I'm adding a d4 because I've been blessed. And that's a +4. That's 15, 16.
16 to hit. That hits.
Alright, and that does... what was that? 3d8 damage. That's only 10 lightning damage.
Only 10, huh? Poor guy. Okay. That's cool. I like that imagery of yanking the lightning bolt from between your horns. Pog, top of the round.
I'm so conflicted. We're attacking people because we just felt like attacking them. No, they weren't. They said we have issues with your work. And then we started clubbing them.
Sounded like a threat to Nika.
So Pog has taken Pip to the doorway.
That's what they deserve.
I wish to stay at my business meeting.
So Pog is uninterested in what Pip's wishes are, and I'll step outside the door and set him down so he can loll.
Are you even interested in what my wishes are?
And setting him down just outside but around the corner
I guess
of the
not.
doorway.
He starts to flop, and he kind of stabilizes himself with his hands a little bit.
Okay, so I'll leave him there and walk back into the room.
Where are you going? You can't attend my business meeting.
And as I walk back into the room, I'll turn around and I'll cast Minor Illusion behind me to put up so whatever the wall is, I want the door to look like it's all part of the wall now. So there's no way out that way.
Sure.
And who's close? Like, what do I see in front of me from inside the door?
The closest people to you would be Theseus. I imagine him on your right, and Bastille just went up and Bastille and Nika are standing near the flattened corpse of. Well, no, she was a little flattened, but she's mostly throatless corpse of the fancy lady.
Okay, and in terms of living bodies from the other side, where are they located?
There are still 3 people hidden behind crates.
Okay.
Not hidden, you can see them, but they've got heavy crossbows. And they're the fancy lady's retinue. And then there is Daggerman with 2 of his cronies beside him. And then 2 more of his cronies have just bolted to the back. And you can kind of see them running.
So, I think it was one of the fancy ladies' retinue who said this is a faction battle, it's for us. So I'm just going to start walking towards them.
Okay.
No weapons.
Just around the outside kind of thing?
Just walking over towards them.
Still in Harmonium
completely
gear?
in Harmonium guard gear. So I'll get as far as I can to them.
Okay. Do you say anything else?
No, I'm just walking towards them.
You hear through the wall. It's not really muffled. It's not a real wall. But you hear Pip say, "I don't think that you will advocate for my needs."
Wait, Ricky's on the other side of the wall too then.
Because
You're-
you were outside leaning into the doorway.
Yeah, suddenly there's a wall there.
Sorry.
Nika, you're up.
Okay.
Sorry about
I
that.
am going to.
Eater of the mind.
Damn magic.
God damn it. I'm going to. I don't know what okay, I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the dagger guy.
What save does he need to do?
It is a wisdom save of 12.
15.
And that's unfortunate.
He'll laugh when he damn well wants to. Anything else?
I'm gonna move towards the wall, sort of back to like the fake wall now, back towards Ricky and Pip.
Okay. Ricky is kind of like half in. You just see like the tip of the bow like coming through the fake wall now. So you sort of know where she is, or he is, pardon me. All right, Ananse.
Okay, how far across will 30 feet take me?
It'll get you to the back.
Yeah. Will it get me to the back and be able to drop down? Okay. I'm gonna use my dash.
Yep. Then you can get right down the wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna to move behind the people with the boxes. Behind the.
Oh yeah, you don't need to move that far. You could do that. You could do 15 feet and then drop 15.
Yeah, I want to do that to land behind the people with the crossbows who
Sure.
are behind the boxes. Okay, and then I'm gonna bite one of them.
Okay. Is that an attack or a Constitution save for me?
It's an attack. Ooh, no, that's an 8.
An 8?
8.
Nope. You chomp down on some leather armor that doesn't seem to let your fangs get through. That's it?
Yeah.
You definitely upset the guy. He's super upset.
Hey, my armor.
A little spider came down beside her, you know?
Didn't.
So next up is old Dagger Man. No one's come close to him yet. Everyone's been doing stuff from a distance, right? Okay. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He grabs another couple of daggers off of the belt. He chucks them at Bastille. Not super wise. Misses. And they just go ting ting off of you without any reaction whatsoever. He shrugs. He starts to bolt towards the exit, or where the exit used to be. That brings us to Bastille.
Cool. I'd like to address the audience for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we make rules mistakes. For example, taking damage and forgetting to make a concentration check on a spell. I think my bless is over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can still do the.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't make a concentration check and I got 2 free ones in, basically, so.
We'll just make the 2 checks and
Yeah.
see if you passed.
Well, I got damaged one time, but.
No.
I don't think hasn't been used since.
Yeah, because I got hurt and then they both got benefits of bless.
Okay, well, roll it once now, and
Alright, well, technically I passed. But...
okay, so we'll say it passed for now, but just keep track.
Okay.
That's your one Bastille.
Yeah, sure. Alright, so is anyone not running away?
The 3 guys behind the boxes with the heavy crossbows are about to run away because the spiders just dropped down behind them. The 2 dagger guys have not had a chance to move, but they look like they might be following. Sorry, the 2 dagger guys, cronies, start moving to.
So they
but
are running, though.
They aren't running yet.
But they're going to?
They look like they're ready to follow their boss.
I feel like striking down people who are about to flee is probably not great.
It's not going to look good on your old lawful good resume.
So I instead will use lay on hands. Nika, you're pretty damaged, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Alrighty.
Just a little bit.
Okay. How damn well?
I'm down to 7 out of 20. I'm very damaged.
Oh, okay. Well then get 10 back.
Oh, thank you.
So you feel like a steely grip on your shoulder, presumably, and it digs in a bit, but then suddenly, you're healed a little bit. Or quite a bit, yes. All of your hit
Healing
points.
friend.
Bastille, anything else?
I will simply move towards the enemy combatants to see if they are
Indeed fleeing.
indeed fleeing.
Okay. The two that were standing near the dagger guy do in fact run as well and start heading towards the exit. And I will give you an attack of opportunity against them should you want one.
Am I allowed to do alternative sorts of attacks with that? By which I mean,
Technically, it's a melee attack.
so I understand. So if I can't use a spell attack. I understand that, but can I trip them?
Yeah, I would like any kind of physical up close attack. I'd allow. Sure.
Excellent.
You want to try and trip them with the purpose of knocking them down. You're not trying to hurt them, right?
No.
So then what we'll do is we'll treat it like a grapple check type thing. So you make a athletics.
Yep. I have advantage on that because of my horns.
All right, you're tripping him with your horns.
Yes. He
Okay.
runs by. I'm going,
All right,
catching him right in the torso to lift him up and throw
it's a
him.
pretty violent trip. Which
It's not so much a trip. I'm throwing him with my horns.
fair enough.
Athletics. I get plus
I've seen this
5. So that's 18.
18. Yeah, he rolled 2. So, yeah. You knock him, and he kind of like gets hit and spins like this and slams into the ground. He's prone. He's knocked down. He's prone and dazed, for sure. The other one looks behind him and shrugs and just keeps running. The other two guys are somewhere hidden in the boxes in the back, presumably. Ricky. Oh, sorry. There's 3 crossbow dudes. I feel like they would turn around and try and shoot you, even though it would be at disadvantage. So they're going to try and do that with their crossbows. A 16?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, no, I need to take a lower one. An 8. That's a miss. Miss. And miss. Okay, yeah, so they all turn, and the one that you bit turns around and point blank tries to fire a crossbow bolt, and it just kind of like boing and falls onto the ground, and the other ones like cross past each other and almost hit each other with it. They start reaching for other weapons, but it's not the time for that. Ricky.
Okay, so is there a guy running towards me in the wall?
There's 2. There's the leader of the daggery guys,
Oh, that guy.
and then another guy. The other person, the third guy was, his mobility was interrupted, as Pip would say.
Okay, so in the room there's the 3 crossbow people, and that's it?
There are 3 crossbow people, the one guy who got flung off to the side,
Okay.
and then 2 of the fancy person, or no, 2 of the shabby person's cronies have head to the back.
Okay, and
But they're way in the back.
The shabby guy's running towards me.
The shabby guy had a lot of people with him.
Okay,
Some might say too many.
The shabby guy is so sorry because you're on the other side of the wall right
Yeah.
now, right?
You're kind of peeking through the wall.
This is just like a little yellow eye sticking out the wall, like where?
Okay. So the guy's running towards.
Can I?
Well, where they presume the exit to be, yeah.
I'm holding a bow and it's a 2-handed bow.
Yeah, let's say they're about 10 feet away from you. They're about to get to the...
Can I try and? So I think I should trip or grapple the guy, the leader guy.
It's up to you. It's the magical world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Too many choices.
What's your... I mean, you want to capture him and not, like, hurt him?
Yeah.
Sure. Grapple him.
Yeah, I'll grapple. With my little weak bird arms.
I mean, you have options. You could... Who's with you right now? No one's really nearby.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Pip's
Yeah.
with me.
Is the meeting going well?
You could trip over Pip.
Bowling ball.
You know what? Pip can handle that level of interaction. Maybe you just boot him and tell him to grab. So I'll give you advantage on your grapple check as Pip inadvertently tries to help, lend the help action. Why not?
It's a D20.
Yeah, and you're going after the kind of the leader.
Yeah.
But if you have advantage, you're rolling twice.
Right. And I still have less? Oh wait, that wouldn't go towards it, right? It's attack and saves. Oh. 16?
Yep. So you reach out with your bird leg and scoop basically just scooping around Pip to get it in his way. And he's running, and he steps right on Pip and slips and falls so that his body goes through the imaginary wall. And half of him looks like it's sticking out one side, and half of it looks like it's sticking out the other. And he's kind of like freaking out, like, how'd this happen? Yeah, but he's down. He's prone.
Can I grab him, or is that too much?
That's technically your attack.
It's 2 actions.
If you have a bonus action thing you want to do to him.
Dash, disengage, or hide. Not really.
Yeah. You run away real fast.
Trip.
Yeah. Blame it on Pip.
Pip did it. Yeah, I guess I'll just stop there.
Yeah, Theseus, you're up.
He goes, not so fast.
Nice.
How far away is prone fancy man?
I'd say you knocked him back 10 feet away from you.
No, the
Oh, fancy man, he's about 15 feet behind you.
Excellent.
Prone on the ground.
15 feet, eh? That's range. I'm gonna turn around.
Where was this mystical walking around town music?
I'm gonna turn around and snarl. Get back here. Do I get a bonus for on an attack roll against a prone person?
You're at disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Are you going after the guy I just tripped?
Yeah.
If you're right up beside him, you get advantage.
Yeah. Well.
I've got a name for our group, Kill Squad Alpha.
Never mind that.
Plus
You
one.
can do non-lethal damage. I'll remind you if you want to.
So I have someone.
Right.
I have someone laying down at my feet. There's a guy who's 10 feet, like 10 feet away from me, who's standing, and then there's the guy who's laying down in the doorway. All right. Well, then I will snarl at the guy who's trying to run away, who is standing. Get back here, and I will cast lightning lure. Yeah, get back here. And so
Get over here.
I pull him 10 feet towards
be
me.
careful.
If I hit, I get
Mortal Kombat, call us.
score. Wow, yeah, that's 27. Does a 27 hit?
Yes. Who are you going after right now?
There were 2 guys who were running away. One I tripped on my previous turn, the other one I didn't. So
Yeah.
not the leader, but one of the goons.
So yeah, he's getting near the doorway. Has not
Yeah.
been tripped yet. Yeah. Okay.
So he gets, he takes 1d8. Yeah, 1d8 damage and is pulled right up beside me.
Oh.
That's only 2 damage.
But
But
he
is
yanked,
right beside me.
He is yanked beside you.
And so yeah, I just like lash out with my arm and like a literal lightning bolt reaches out, wraps around him, and then pulls him back.
You should be. Get over here, big boy. That's what it should be.
Yeah,
Get
no.
over here.
Get over here, big boy. I like it. Pog.
I just, the irony of the hobgoblin being the one that's torn up about this. Just throwing that out there.
You've only
So,
killed one person so far.
right, well,
Yeah.
fair point. So I was on my way over to
The
3.
fanciest person. And they liked it.
I was on my way over to the 3.
It was consensual killing.
As I understand it, spider dropped down. They then bolted,
The spider has
They-
three heavy crossbow people.
but they were running, right?
Nope.
Trained on him.
3 of them were hidden behind boxes from round 1. And they were the fancy dressed people.
Okay, so they're still there.
There are 2 people now long gone, hidden in the back somewhere, or another exit that you may not know of. And then there's one that's been flung off to the side. One has just been get over here to buy the lightning lure. And then their
nearby-
leader who is flopped on the ground. And
Well,
there's the body.
there's one right by my feet who I trapped, right?
No, that's the one that you. One got away from you, one got tripped. Oh yes, no, sorry, you
Tripped
yanked
one
the guy
and then
over.
I yanked one. Those are
Yeah,
2
yeah.
separate guys.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think the pipped-induced one is close
What's the
by.
plan?
I think, ish, because I put the door up and then started to
Yes.
walk
The one that
away.
was talking about trying to talk to you.
Yeah, no, the one that you
The
just
guy that I
tripped.
The dagger leader guy.
I think it's
Yeah,
close.
he's not far from you. Yeah.
Yeah. So and is on the ground. So I'm gonna walk back to that individual, and I'm gonna say to the guy. Is it a guy? Guy on the ground.
Yeah, they're kind of dirty and tough to tell exactly.
It. I will say to it or him.
That's
them.
not fair, not appropriate, but
Them.
yeah, them.
Well, I
yeah.
don't know. have no idea. I don't even know what race it is.
Dirt person. You can call him a dirt person.
This isn't it.
It is bad. Dirt person is okay. Okay, so I'll say to the dirt person on the ground.
Yeah, now I'm hearing it sound kind of bad.
Yeah.
The person, the shabby person.
They on the ground
Yep.
will tell them to please do not get up, and I'll hold my action if he gets up or if they get up. I'll cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay. So you kind of have you got your hand on them?
No, foot on shoulder. Please
Okay.
don't get up.
Cool. Nika.
I am.
Some half-orc battle music on it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, that inspires me to punch someone, but
Oh no.
I don't think the punching is helpful.
You can do non-lethal damage if you want. You just gotta declare it. On anything but magic.
Those of you not killing people with lightning.
So I will join. I'm already sort of back with near Pip and the whole Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
and
You're not
Shelby
too far, yeah.
person situation. So I will just finish walking back that way. I will high five Ricky. You saved me! And I will also hold my action for if the person gets up.
The dirt person?
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
just
floor?
kind of standing over them
Okay.
menacingly.
Sure. Next up is an unsave.
I'd like to try to bite that guy again.
Okay.
13.
That hits.
Oh, cool. Okay, so going to take
You get the paralytic biz going on?
8.
Can you poison them and stuff?
Yeah. If they die by poison, they're instead stable but paralyzed.
Okay. Do
Um.
I need to do any constitution saves?
Oh, hold on a sec. So they're going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and then do a Constitution save against 11.
A natural 20.
All right. In that case, they will take 2 poison damage.
Yeah. Yeah, so your venomous pincers, teeth,
Mandibles.
mandals sink into the shoulder of this thug with a heavy crossbow, and he drops it to the ground as he kind of his muscles tense up from the biting. Ouchie. Bandit captain.
Is that what he says?
Ouchie, bandit captain. it's Sigil slang. You wouldn't get it. So you successfully bit him. The guy who's on the floor, the guy with all the daggers, he looks at the situation with the half-orc and the harmonium guard with the boot on his.
You're still in his guns.
He's like,
And this
fine,
tiny flamingo.
I'll stay down, but you make sure my men are safe too. Bastille.
What is the distance between the people Theseus has down and the crossbow guys? Can I
From you?
move to either one? Is it about the same or?
Half your movement to get to Theseus, your full movement to get to the crossbow guys.
I guess crossbow guys are probably more of a threat right now. I'll head over to crossbow guys.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hit one with my warhammer.
Okay.
Please surrender, thank you.
The one that was bit,
After you
just
hit
bit, or the one of the other two?
You want to keep biting that guy, or can I hit him?
That's up to you, man.
I'll hit that guy.
The bit guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just picture this giant spider looking back.
It's up to you, man.
All right, so I'll do some non-lethal damage just because.
Sure.
All right, so it's 11 plus 16.
Yep.
All right. And then it's 9 points of damage.
That is 9 points. He's
Yes.
still alive.
Well, it's not lethal, I hope so.
Yeah, but he's also not knocked out.
Duh.
Okay, so it's their turn now. They're both the three of them are kind of looking between you and the spider. Two of them pull out maces that are hanging on their belts and smash into the spider.
The opposite of surrender.
Natural. Oh no, that's a 7. Okay, not a 1. An 11 misses you, but I imagine a 23 does not, right?
23 hits.
So you take 1d6, 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and each of them get 2 attacks, so they're going to swing again. Oh, a natural 20 for one of them, and another miss for the other, so the other one does another 9 points of bludgeoning damage to you. How many hit points do you have in spider form?
26 total.
Okay. Is that like more than you have outside of spider form?
Yeah, I have 14.
Jeez. Great. That's fair. So the third one is the one that's been bit. He puts his hands up like this.
I nod approvingly.
Ricky.
Alright. I guess I'll aim my short bow at one of the guys that are still attacking.
Sure.
Crossbow people.
You're gonna have to move fully into the room
Okay. I'll do it.
because your face is kind of on the other side of the wall. Yeah.
The brick wall. Or you just see the flamingo head
Just-
stick out, plus
yeah.
the bow.
It's the tip of the beak, and then the pink hands and the bow. Yeah.
Whoa, 19.
19.
Plus 5.
That hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. These aren't ancient red dragons.
I'm gonna yell out,
You better think this is best.
give it a rest, and then I'm gonna release.
Harsh language. I thought we weren't swearing on this stream. Okay, let's hear it on your damage.
5, 6, 7, 8. And do I have blessings?
Just for attack roll.
Oh,
not
right.
damage.
Plus sneak attack, because the spider's right beside them.
Technically an ally, yes.
Technically.
Whether he likes
Also
it or
a
not.
spider, so. You're rolling a d6 for that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What did I say before? What did I roll before? I hit a 5 before. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's 9 total.
Alright.
Thank you.
So these guys are facing away as they're trying to swing the mace, and you get get one of them in the shoulder.
The macing shoulder?
Their macing shoulder, yes. Sorry, you did 9 points of damage, you said? Okay, that brings us to Theseus.
The two guys beside me haven't done anything in the last
Oh, that's right. They're lying down.
So one is lying down and one is like standing, but right beside me.
So they both heard their leader kind of growl that, he'll stand down. They're looking over him for cues, and they both drop their weapons and put their hands up in the air.
Or hands out in front of him for the one on the ground, I guess.
Yeah, he's kind of like face down. He's got his hands up like this.
Cool. Well then.
He's reaching for the sky as best as he can.
How far away am I from the spider and the dudes near the spider?
30 feet.
30 feet. And are the two dudes with their maces still out within 15 feet of each other? Can I thunder wave both of them without hitting my friends?
You'd have to run up to them,
Yeah.
and no, you would hit Bastille
Yeah, okay, not worth it.
and the spider and all three of the.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'm gonna take. Let's use my bonus action to like fly up 10 feet.
What?
And again, do the thing where I like pull a ball of lightning down and huck it at the less damaged looking of the two guys with maces out.
There's 3 guys. One with of the two, the ones that don't have their arms up in the air and surrender. Okay.
We can always execute the ones who surrendered later.
Great. So good.
That's how warfare works.
Theseus mutters as he's like, we can do accident.
Die now or die later. It doesn't matter. They'll die.
That's how war works. Oh, that's bad. That misses.
What's your roll? And why are you rolling? Oh, you have the D4, yeah.
I roll up. That's 4 plus 4. That's 8.
No. So for the first time, your ball of lightning flies across the room and impacts on the ground and kind of sizzles out.
It's okay, Ricky thinks you meant to do that. He's still impressed. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, and then I land back down on the ground.
Pog, your plan of peace is working.
So so there's 2 who put down their one on the ground and one standing up. Okay. So, and no one on our party is attacking them at the moment.
No, Theseus is specifically not attacking.
Okay. So,
But has threatened to attack them later.
So I'll keep my turn. I'll yell at those two to come over to us. They've already put down their weapons, I think.
Their hands are up, yeah.
Yeah-ish. So I'll have them come over so that I have the three of them together in the fake doorway.
Mm-hmm.
And again, holding. I'm gonna get down on the ground, so that'll be just yelling at them, and then I'm gonna pull out manacles that I've got in my little rucksack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start putting manacles on the.
You have one pair of manacles?
I do have one pair of manacles.
Okay, perfect. You put them on the
leader guy on the ground.
All right. He seems to be complying for now. Nika.
All right.
I'll tell him it's for his own protection.
So you brought those guys over?
Well, I asked them to
yeah.
come over. I don't know if they're going to come.
Are they?
Things seem to be working so far.
I'm going to walk to meet those guys, and taking my cue from Pog, I will take some rope and like tie at least one of their
ask them to hold their hands out.
Yeah.
Right. You can't just walk up and tie the rope around unless you want to grapple them. And
Yeah, no. I'm asking them because
Right.
you know, like, look, your leader is being.
Make a persuasion roll on that one.
That is 23.
Okay.
Very persuasive.
We'll see what happens, but
Silver-tongued half-orc.
all right, man on the ground. No, sorry, not say first.
Okay, so one of the three crossbow guys ended up.
Yep.
Put his hands up, and the other two are still.
They attempted to bash you. Yeah.
Okay.
One of them got a pretty good hit on you.
Okay, and you hit. No. One of them got hit with the.
Yeah, in the back.
Okay, I'm gonna bite that one.
Respectful style. Okay.
That is 21 to hit.
Yep.
That's so resigned. Yeah.
You have to tell me. You still have to tell me.
With 9 piercing damage.
And then you get a con save.
Yeah.
That's 19.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And sorry, that was 9 points.
9 points of piercing, and then they will take 5 points of poison.
This is something approaching battle music. All right, this guy's not looking good. The color's actually starting to drain from him a bit as you kind of sup on him a little bit. Yeah. And yeah, he's starting to, even though he's resisting the poison a little bit, it's starting to kind of get
Get to him.
a little bit. That is that. The bandit captain, the guy on the ground, says, "What are you gonna do with the sensates?"
Do you want me to respond now?
Sure.
Or, yeah. They'll get what's coming to them.
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know?
No, I have no idea.
So
Either
the two cronies of the dirt person put their hands out. You kind of bind them together so their hands are attached together like this. Because you only got one length of rope, I presume.
Get along rope.
Yeah, and you they walk back towards and kind of like sit down on the ground, but by the head of their leader. Ricky.
Okay, so there's still people attacking, right?
The Spider-Man's doing his thing. Huh?
So
Did I skip you? Oh, sorry. Bastille.
Yes. The guy who just got bitten is still not surrendering, right?
No, technically I skipped his turn too. So, yeah.
Okay.
But you go for before he...
Sure.
does so.
I'm just gonna give him a quick little non-lethal bonk on the head. I feel like he should stop fighting.
Okay.
13, so 18 to hit.
Did you whisper something to me?
I said stop fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surrender.
And another 9 points of damage, non-lethal damage.
Yep. clunk, and he falls to the ground.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and he's out cold.
Good job.
The other bandit turns around and hadn't really noticed that you were there. The thug turns around, and then he just immediately puts his hands up because he looks at like the poisoned body on the ground, and the other guy, and he's got and that guy has an arrow in his back and a bunch of other things, and he just like, this feels the wrong kind of good. Now it's Ricky's turn.
So,
We'll round out the. I think you guys have everything kind of under control right now, but we'll round out the turn order in case someone wants to murder a bunch of people.
no, I'm good.
All right.
And the carnage.
And the carnage.
And the carnage, man.
Yeah. Theseus.
They've all surrendered.
Yeah, there's arms.
So
Either
for
everyone's
this
on the floor or there's arms up in the air.
All right, I'll like move over towards the door where I can be standing in the doorway in case anyone tries to bolt.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna go and place myself like
Yeah,
in front of the
I'll
door.
ready an arrow just to like threaten.
Okay. So the guy on the floor looks up at you and he says, "Can I sit up?"
You can.
All right, Blood. Let's hear it. What are the charges?
What was this about?
This was a business deal. I'm assuming some law has changed in the recent minutes since I last read them, and that you were here because we're not allowed to make business deals on Tuesdays or something like that. So just, let's hear it. List.
I don't appreciate the sass. And I use the word sass.
Right.
I don't appreciate the sass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sass is on the list too now. I see. I'm trying to wrap my head. I mean, of course, I understand that you are the rules, but what would be great?
What are the sensates going to tell me that you did wrong?
We were both here to talk to Pip. Where is he, by the way? How did he even get here?
I carried him.
I'll talk to you in a moment.
Certainly.
So look forward to
Agreeable.
it.
All these people are like that.
Where's the notepad? Where's the list of all of the things we did wrong?
I'm going to pull out a list. Or a notepad. I don't have a notepad. Does anyone have a notepad? I don't have my notes with me, and it's not important. What is important is sass on Tuesdays. Not allowable. Number 2, business deals that are settled by fighting. Not allowable.
Make a deception roll.
Oh, that's not good. This isn't my forte.
Can I like glare really menacingly as if
I'm
you
assuming you're
assist?
doing
'Cause
that
I've
all
been
the time.
standing there the whole time. So can
Yeah.
that count as like assisting?
It doesn't really help the deception necessarily. What'd you get on the deception?
13.
13?
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm still doing the advantage because I have a thing on.
No, I'm not.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What is everyone else doing right now?
I'm waiting to talk.
You're waiting to talk? To him. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up the illusion that I'm not in cahoots with anyone, right? Like
Yeah.
What are you doing with the surrendered people?
I will take the ones that are near me and wrap them up in webbing.
Okay.
Are you hanging them from the ceiling?
No, like stick them to the wall.
Nice.
I
All right.
guess I'm just
Like,
gonna make
up
sure he
against-
doesn't drain them already.
Up against
Right.
the wall, like.
Sure. They're kind of like terrified, so they just let you do that. And
Oh, there's a dead person, isn't there?
there's one dead person, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go and eat her organs.
Soon her organs.
Specifically,
So goddamn casual about it.
but like,
Oh, there was a
I'll go consume that one.
dead person?
I know, but specifically, I don't eat like any, like specifically like open them up to get access to the organs and
Only
eat
the
only
sustenance.
just the organs, like the heart, lungs, liver, kidney.
In spider form? Of
Yes.
course, that's a stupid
Yeah.
question. So yeah, you stick the 3 people to the wall, even the unconscious guy is just sort of hanging there, and then you go over and just unzip the fancily dressed person down the middle and just start scooping and supping upon the innards.
Is this normal?
I don't know if Spider could respond to you.
No, I
So,
can't talk. I got a mouthful of kidneys and liver.
Do
Ricky's just looking at it horrified.
Yeah. So
I hope I'm just focused on.
yeah, you're facing away from this, but you can kind of see the gaze of the three guys you have over beside you, like looking past.
And you hear this like,
Thing I think I remember as a player. I'm not sure if Theseus will remember it from an earlier interaction, but didn't the barkeep say that Pip might have sensates for us? Is that the same word? Am I
No.
remembering that, or is that a different
I don't
word?
remember specifically saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
That's a would be a weird thing to say.
Great. Okay, I
Yeah.
made that out. That's
So
good.
I'm happy to get into a conversation with him, or I don't know if this is a good time to.
So the kind of hunched over, shabbily dressed person stands up. He dusts off.
In the guy in the manacles?
Yeah, he's kind of like trying to dust himself off. He gets up and he says, "I think I'm just gonna walk out of here,
I disagree.
and we'll leave it there." There you go. Yay! Sorry, we
First
ran a little bit
one.
over time.
First one.
Oh, what else?
Yeah, we got here and we did it.
It'll get better.
Thank you everyone for watching, and
Yeah.
we'll see you again in 2 more weeks.
You guys are great.
Assuming we don't. What's written on your thing?
hi Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi,
That's
Roxanne. She's not watching, but
nice. Oh,
whatever.
no, yeah, okay. Well, maybe she'll hear that on the YouTube.
Jeff probably is the new
So hopefully by the end of the week we'll have the YouTube.
Hi, Andrew.
We'll have the episode up on YouTube, and next week we'll iron out some kinks if there's any sound. We will listen to your complaints and fix all of them. All right, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for playing, guys. Bye.